Do more cardio, son.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, actually, I haven't been able to walk quite a lot, but hey, you know, unfortunate if you guys didn't see that matchup. Really wild final adjustment. Dovik and Oblivion, they got this one through, and Search and Destroy once more. This is truly their biggest enemy here, and what way to put it? It's going to be in the map of Tunisia.
This is going to be a exciting one for sure. Tunisia thus far has been a map that Smart Omega has not played. We've seen DVK hop on into this map. They lost it against West Point Marble Low Kings. It was a no-show when they took that matchup against them. But against Impunity, DVK showed up, but that was against Impunity, a team that really could not match up against the rest of the squads here when it comes to the gunfights department. So it could be a 50-50, but Smart Omega, them not playing this map at all, but at the very same time, knowing they've got a on-game sniper in the name of Whoopi, still makes this match lean to the side of Omega a little bit.
I can definitely agree. There's no denying that. At the same time, because E8 Nova, they want to say goodbye again. They don't want.
No, Broke Boy is going up against Savage Doctor. It's West Point. We don't get to say
yes.
West Point.
Oh yeah, West Point.
missile away. Heads up. Enemy UAV spotted.
What's so bright? It's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
taken the lead. Standing by. Heads up. Enemy UAV spotted. Predator missile away. Heads up. UAV spotted. Taking the lead. Standing by. Heads up. Enemy UAV spotted. Predator missile away. Heads up. Enemy UAV spotted.
So bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
We've taken the lead. Standing by. Heads up. Enemy UAV spotted. Predator missile away. Heads up. Enemy UAV spotted.
The world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
Garena Masters Season 5, final day of the group stage, and just when we thought we know who's going to make it through to the knockout stages, here's DVK Oblivion showing us that they still want to put up a fight. 1 out of 3 matches settled. Warden, the unthinkable might just happen today. But of course, before we get there, my name's AJ. I'm the Mustachio down here with the Warden. We are your casters for the day, and quite the interesting turn of events, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in some way, I don't want to say that I called it because it wasn't really something that we even predicted at all. You know, it was something that we were kind of like leaning that, okay, it could possibly happen, but most likely won't. Respawns might go for the way of Dovik and Oblivion, but end search and destroy, which is more than enough for them to deny the whole statement of Dovik and Oblivion taking their spot, might just happen here. So we've tackled the first game with hardpoint takeoff, ended off 250 to 240. But we're going to be moving over to Tunisia Search and Destroy. And on paper, we should possibly see Dovik and Oblivion falter in this one more convincingly. But before that, let's talk about the highlights of that game number 1.
Absolutely. So, of course, you guys would love to see this since you missed a little bit of that matchup. But this is exactly how Smart Omega got beaten by DVK Oblivion. It was back and forth a little bit. But DVK just didn't allow Smart Omega to run away too far away from them. Each of those rotations, it was not just a one-sided matchup where Smart Omega was there early, right? You saw DVK anchoring down quite a number of these spawns as well, such as the P2 and P3.
Yeah, I mean, rotation actually from P3 to P4, especially on that last set, was the biggest factor in how Dovik and Oblivion was able to take this win up against Smart Omega. And at the same time, you know, Smart Omega, they were showcasing what they're usually capable of. And it's not the fact that Dovik and Oblivion was just a better team. No, it was just them playing better hardpoint as of the moment.
And once again, Smart Omega just dropping the ball towards the final seconds of this game. They were already in great position to finish the match off. They needed about 20 more points, but they allowed DVK just one too many opportunities. And Smart Omega not managing the favorable spawns on P3 is a little bit of a surprise to me, because not once, but they made that exact same mistake twice. DVK, on the other hand, they were always going for the spawns at generators, especially when P3 was in concern. They just were not letting go of any of those extra advantages that the map could give them. So that was very smart decision making from DVK.
Definitely. And now with the delay being put up here for the broadcast and overall the game itself, I best and hope that they use that moment, the time to, to think about what they can offer here for both ends of the spectrum. Tunisia Search and Destroy is something that has been all around in the ranked game mode for such a long time. But in regards to the competitive scene, pretty recent addition. We only got to see it during the run for CDSI, but now let's see if ever they can show their mastery here at this very map.
And Batman really stepping up his gameplay there, man. Getting more than 50 frags against a team like Smart Omega. He really stepped up. Epox, of course, playing the objective for the squad. All of the players on the side of DVK, they knew that, not everybody was on the same flow state as Batman. Everybody else was kind of playing for frags, and Smart Omega was slaying them out one too many times. And this is where you saw the scrappy plays of DVK end up on a huge positive for their side, right? Everybody was just hopping on into the objective, sneaking away those points. And when it is such a tight match, like the one we just saw against Smart Omega, each and every second matters on that hill.
I got to say earlier that the rest of the squad of Dovik and Oblivion, excluding Badman, they have the capability of being on par with the gunfight as well, alongside with Badman, not too far behind, and to the point where they can actually put up the impact inside the game. And they absolutely did that at the last and final stage of that hard point. But unfortunately, at the start, it wasn't really felt. Badman was already going on a spree. We got to see players like Epox and Steve still struggling to catch up. Same goes for the side of Oro, So if ever they can get their engines revved up early and get it all fired up, till then, we could see a full-on battle here. 100%, no excuses, Smart Omega, Dovik and Oblivion clash.
But clearly, even on the late start, it affected DVK Oblivion like in the slightest, right? They were barely affected by it. They still managed to catch back up. Smart Omega still got punished. And this was another example of how close they have been to a couple of teams in the recent times. And these are not like long time reigning titans. This is not an easier level matchup. that Smart Mega is taking. So the questions on whether or not they are going to be ready for that stage 4 and 5 is really going to kick in here once again. DVK Oblivion is going to continuously try to push them to the very edge here. This SND matchup, of course, is not going to be easy down in Tunisia. We can expect Whoopi to step up for the squad once again. He has been in fine form in recent times.
I mean, Smart Omega Whoopi coming in from the last season, from the last year, always the consistent man here for the side of Smart Omega. The question is now, who's going to be on par? In regards to consistency, come again. I got to bring this one up. And what a way to put it, as to Cavs is going to be present here for Search and Destroy. I mean, when he was present up against EZR Booky and S&D, he was able to put up the best numbers, even more than Whoopi. So,
yeah,
Cavs might just be the answer here for this S&D.
Well, fingers crossed that Smart Omega has got more than one answer, because like you said, DBK Oblivion is not made up of just bad men alone. The other players do step up a lot of these times, right? I mean, many times we've seen Wadu take the reins here for the squad in terms of the eliminations. He really stepped up in, for example, like matches like against a team like Impunity. You also have a player like Epox who's always around the battlefield, picking up the slack for the squad when they're just not showing up in those very tight moments where Smart Omega wakes up and they attack together as a squad. I think Smart Omega was being very careful versus DVK. DVK, on the other hand, was like, I don't care how many guys I've got on my side. I'm just going to hop onto the hill. And usually that ends up very badly, because you trickle one by one into a hill. Smart Omega outslays you. They allow you nowhere close to the objective. But DVK somehow made it through. And a lot of those moments were only possible because they managed the spawns. You know, yes, they were losing out in some key gunfights on the hill in itself, but as long as they had the favorable spawns, they had, of course, the objective very close to them. DVK playing that matchup so smartly.
Yep. I mean, we talked about this before. Gunfights could be on par at some point of the spectrum when it comes to the competitive scene, especially at this level. What matters is now that final decision-making, that final rotation that they had to put up. Dovahkiin and Oblivion had it on the bag. So let's see if they can do it once more in Search and Destroy, as we're about to start things off here. AJ, this is something that we have been waiting for such a long time at this very day. Finally, get Battlefield.
Absolutely. Tunisia S&D between DVK and Smart Omega. DVK leading by 1 map already. They need a total of 3 map wins to make Smart Omega cry by the end of the day.
Can they do it? They still have to go through 2 more games here. And looking at the composition here, Kev's Candy actually in. And I do believe... Wait, I don't know why my brain is not working so well, but we do have 1 player out from the case. And I do believe... I still can't call, but so far it's going to be a default run here for both ends of the spectrum. Very slow first round.
Whatever it is you believe, I believe it too.
Yeah, same. Me too.
Steve and Epox playing the double snipe for the side of DVK, going up against a single snipe setup in the name of Whoopi. Player number 3 in yellow, holding down mid. This main street, and slowly 2 players pushing up. Candy and Risky. This tandem is going to be able to play for frags if in any case they do need heavy firepower, potentially versus a couple of players from the side of DVK. Now Oro catches 1 slide. No trigger discipline, does get punished, and finally Candy does turn on him. Smart play by Smart Omega thus far.
That's going to be a 2v4. See, left alone now. Make it a 1v4 actually. He's on his wraps. Candy gets the read. Whoopi shuts him down, and Smart Omega, they get a clean, quick end of the round.
Tactical setup by Smart Omega. It was always going to be on their side because of the way those players were just pushing up ever so slowly, catching DVK off guard. The positioning on the side of Smart Omega just immaculate in that round. Let's see what they set up here for round 2. Defenders trying to put some priority onto this A-bomb side here, but they are going to be a little disappointed as they try to rotate around. Bomb moving towards B. On the other hand, just a single defender here in the name of C. Locust Electron in hand. Grenade for the pop. It's all about this timing here. Candy's out in the open. Steve misses that 1 shot, sends in that grenade, slows down the push for a tad bit. That bomb is going to get planted though. Smart Omega usually playing on those smokes, but Steve gets away from trouble. Oro stepping up with the CBR4. We're going to try to wait for Warden to reconnect onto our broadcast, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. But in the meantime, let me keep you company. Batman makes his way into the side as well. They want to try to play this retake. Candy finding the first and the second. Steve access finds the shot. Candy sorted out, but Kevs is there to put a quick end to him. Edra with the God nade. And the finisher from Smarter Mega. 2 well set up rounds in terms of positioning.
I think playing slow here up against Smarter Mega is not going to be the way to go now. 2 rounds in a row where they tried to call for a default, looking to isolate the players out. Didn't really work out. So I think retakes could be worked on just a little bit more as well for Dovahkiin. And at the same time, you know, one way that they can put them all their efforts into one bomb site and just play retakes from one or another, because once ever Smarter Mega is established into one side, it's pretty much a GG well played.
And it's going to get a little bit more difficult if DVK is going to be funneling in from just one side, making the job for Smarter Mega much more easier here. Trades out of the battlefield as Batman finds Risky, but 2 lives lost on the side of DVK. Players wrapping around. That bomb very close to B, but this can be prevented if Oro steps on out, but Kendi will be waiting to meet him halfway.
Now, finally, retake coming in. 3v4, as we get to see Risky out from Omega. Epox Batman for Dovahkiin Oblivion. Steve looking to get an opener here, but Whippy beats him right to it. Takes on Oro. Whippy swings out. Steve gets the kill. Doesn't get the read on Candy. Wadu gets a trade. But till then, it's going to be a 1v2. 25 seconds left to play with.
Wadu, it's all in his hands. Can he circle around quickly enough? 20 seconds for play here. Crossfire, not set up. Inside the tunnels, Kev's going to be all alone. Idra. Wadu making the long way round, and the timing, the angle, neither one on his side. Idra finds round 3 for Smarter Mega.
0-3 it is. Dovahkiin Oblivion having such a hard time responding with whatever they want to put up. I mean, they're not really doing anything at all, and it goes to show they're not really playing by the trades, and I guess that's really the biggest factor here on how they're not really making those retake work out.
Slow push coming through. Wadu finding first one. And quick retreat. Defensive setup. They don't want to get aggressive. Epoch spotting one. Has to retreat. DVK playing this very smartly. Gus halfway. Epoch just no angle to flick around just yet. Holds down. But just no push coming through from Smarter Mega yet.
Really spreaded formation here for Smarter Mega. Bomb drop here on towards A main, and I think that information right there has been relayed here for Dovahkiin Oblivion. But at the same time, they don't want to let go of this mid presence here, as Kendi might just make a push here on towards connector and could possibly catch 2 players from Dovahkiin Oblivion off guard.
Down by 1. Smarter Mega. Whoopee. Making the numbers all equal. Bomb hanging back. Not pushing up towards A just yet, but all alone though. Whoopee has to be careful. Slowly backtracks towards B, but on the standby is Steve and the Locust. If Whoopi gets caught out, this is going to be an all-out sniper battle. We need to switch on over to Whoopi. This is going to be a hot one. The bomb might just get dropped onto the ground now.
He just
and it does.
Gets beamed down. Steve finds one. Kendi takes on Steve. Now it's going to be a 2v3 situation here. Kendi and Risky might just be the player enough as well to clutch things up. They do have the bomb. They do have the free bomb set as well. And no rotations will be found over at all here for Dovahkiin Oblivion. They have to face another run here of the retakes, AJ.
Great play by Steve, but the trade comes through from Kendi, and that might just be match saving. Kendi, perhaps the deliverer of round 4, but he gets a nade sent directly to him. Eats it, thinking it's Candy. Risky 1v2 finds the first. Batman circles around. Risky shut down. DVK finds the first round.
Finally finds the first round, but the question is, can they retain more momentum? Because they clearly need more than just that to be on par against Smarter Mega. They started things off with a 3-0 win. It's only until now that Dovahkiin Oblivion was able to do so. And something about Smarter Mega, if they play a bit too slow now and get into the comfort zone of Dovahkiin Oblivion, that's going to be the time that DVK can leech off that factor and could possibly take more rounds back.
DVK might just be looking for the attack, but they need to survive a couple of more defensive rounds first. They want to stand a good chance. Batman timing is on his side. Indra will get punished, but not before Wadu goes down. Risky from the flip side. We'll be finding him, and full access into this A-bomb site here. Trophy system destroyed by Whoopi as well. And on the scopes, moving back in from the spawn of that base is not going to do DVK any good whatsoever. Steve trickles in. Epoch, the next one. Risky should be able to find this. And DVK, unfortunately, finds no ingress to play defense.
I mean, you called it, AJ. So far, the biggest pain here for Dovahkiin Oblivion is going to be Whoopi with a sniper on hand. Was able to get 2 crucial kills at that very round to open things up. And what a way to end it as well with a Locust in hand, shutting things down here on towards Dovahkiin Oblivion. And oh my, usage of utilities might should come in here for DVK if they want to go for this successful retakes.
Opportunity for DVK. Yes, ePox finds the first one. Whoopi goes down. Numbers all on the side of DVK on the defense. Winery. Batman knows exactly where to expect them from. Kennedy with the sprays. LK24 does not connect. Idra finding a double. That puts the advantage to the side of Smart Mega. Idra on a roll. Wadu trades it out. Kev keeps things alive, and Steve out of nowhere wins it out for DVK.
Wanting to make his presence felt here. Finds a double piece as well. Idra was bound to make the best play so far on the search and destroy Tunisia, but Steve denies that one throughout, and it's going to be a back and forth here in regards to the run. But keep in mind, still a double round lead for the side of Smart Omega. And look at like first half said and done. Dovahkiin and Oblivion looking to invest their first round here to go to the B side, and Kendi goes down under the hands of Steve.
Kendi still busy scratching his head, wondering how they lost that after he took the triple. And that one moment of weakness led to Steve getting the flick on him. Locust Electron connects. 5v4, and DVK now on the attack. They took away 2 defensive rounds, which is perfect. DVK has the advantage.
Now Whoopi's out as well. Kev's risky. Idra, all eyes on you. Idra has been heated up. Most kills. Same with Whoopi, and he gets more actually. Now he picks up his 8. Oro, Steve shuts down. Idra left alone in a 1v2. Oh,
and Oro
wow.
finishes it off. DVK, signs of life turned into a match-turning moment earlier on. DVK, 3 rounds now. They look like they are finally ready for Smart Mega. Earlier on the defense, they struggled a tad bit, playing the game of rock, paper, scissors. Couldn't get a few of those guesses right. Retake was a little bit too tough against Smart Mega. But with them on the attack, it's an easy stack towards B. It's an open bomb site, which is Whoopi waiting to welcome them.
Oh, but it's Whoopi. Could make the biggest play, but he decides to fall back. Might just isolate this one player here. That's going to be Batman for you. Getting taken down. Good kill for Idra.
Ooh.
Now it's going to be a 4v5. Nades going to get lined up. Bomb going to get planted. 4v5 we go.
From the balcony, play number 4, Risky. Switchblade in hand is going to be a deadly angle to play from Smart Mega, but very smartly countered. DVK backing away towards the showroom, leaving the bomb site wide open, but Whoopi punishes Steve, taken down. Sends the sniper out. Kev deals with him quickly. ePox finds the trade though. Slowly pushing forth, prevents the diffusal, but he gets shut down. It's a 1v1, and Idra finding the final slay. 11 kills in this matchup. This guy wants to end it quick.
Too close per se. I mean, it went down to a 1v1. It was a 2v4. Valiant effort for Dovahkiin and Oblivion, but the Kings, they bring it back. Smart Omega retaining the double round lead. One more round to go for a match point.
This is such a intense matchup, but at the same time, it's just playing out way too quickly. DVK needs to slow the pace down a little bit. Make sure they sort Whoopi out early. And Idra, I don't even know what kind of solution they want to bring in for him. And Whoopi punishes yet again. Steve taken out of the equation. No sniper for the side of DVK for the time being, except ePox. He circles around. And the opportunity to shut down Whoopi is not going to present itself just yet. He locks down the angle as Smart Mega slowly but surely rotates towards the middle part of the map, making sure they can find the choke onto DVK if they do make that rotation.
Everything so far is clicking so right here for Smart Omega. They have the players to put up here on this mid lane alongside with an A side as well. They're playing a 2-1-2 formation here, but much more lenient here on this mid lane. The rotations will bite surely if ever Dovahkiin and Oblivion makes their presence felt here on this A bomb site. They're going to be coming inside the site with a 3v3 clash, possibly. And if ever they get this kills convincingly, till then, they could possibly bring back the odds of this round to their side.
Lovely positioning, defensive supremacy. Smart Mega have got all angles covered, but DVK trying to overthrow a couple of those angles with sheer numbers. What's going to be dependent on is how they access this bomb site. Risky is going to be in a position to quickly slide on out. They try to take him out. Wadu fails to have that. Idra finds one trickling from the back as well. Batman shut down Kendi. Smart Mega. I guess that match point is not too far away.
Not too far away. Only ePox separates them from that very factor. It's going to be a 1v5 for you, ePox. And, oh no, not enough time at all. Players playing on a crossfire. Smart Omega has this one on the bag on paper, and they're going to go for the double chow to secure that match point advantage.
It would have all broken down if that access had been a little bit cleaner. Perhaps some wiser use of the utilities. No smokes, No concuss used by DVK to find that access towards A earlier from Winery. Could have been a game changer in terms of setup, but they'll have to pay for that one. Match point, Smart Omega, and the attack this time is a tad bit slower. They want to aim for the big prize fest.
Kendi picks up a beautiful one piece right there on this mid lane. Takes on Epox now. It's going to be -1 sniper here for the set of Dovik and Oblivion. Ladies and gentlemen, Smart Omega. One more round away for them to deny the whole storyline. Kendi misses the shot. Gets the follow-up to come true. Steve is now out from the chase. And it's going to be an early 3v5.
Things are looking impossible for DVK at this point of time with Batman out of the equation as well. Wadu and Oro have to find a game-saving play. 2 versus the whole of Smart Omega.
They came so far. They went so far. But looking like it's not going to matter at all. Not unless Oro and Wadu can make the difference here. Let's see what they can do. Kevs on the P bomb side. Closest player there is. It's going to be Kendi on the rotation here from that mid strike. But it's still not going to be the most doable case. But hey, if they can get the spawn planted, that's going to be one factor towards your side.
Timing for Oro, spotted out, Kevs. Not going to find the connection, but the concuss hits him. Wadu just doesn't find the right timing. Oro shows up yet again, but Kevs just torturing both of these players single-handedly. Pulls the victory for Smart Omega.
1-1 we go, Dovik and Oblivion. I believe that's going to be it for them to lose out on, to not book the ticket to the playoffs. Smart Omega, they deny it down. And they got this one through in the best game mode that they could offer up against Dovik and Oblivion.
Great showing by Smart Omega. Tunisia, SND, they have to be feared. Positioning supremacy for sure. All angles on lockdown. Equally as deadly on the attack. The defense was superb. DVK thought they had a chance, tried, showed us some moments of hope. 3 rounds in a row. We thought, okay, this is that momentum. Here comes DVK. Perhaps this is that comeback Smart Omega is not going to be able to stop. But we saw Idra wake up in that match. I mean, the guy was pulling a triple and then, continuously scoring all of these eliminations. Even Whoopi could not step it up that much, right? But look at the rest of the players on the side of Smart Omega. Everybody throwing all they had towards DVK.
They were doing their jobs so well here. Kevs as well, man. I mean, once again, I know for a fact that Idra was popping off for the squad of Omega and was able to take the spotlight, but Kevs was able to do remarkable plays as well. And goes to show, search and destroy is surely his forte here for the side of Smart Omega. And Tin, out from the chase, understandably, I mean, it's exactly how it has been going on when he was under the squad of EZR Booky, or also known as Blacklist International back then. So the rotations are pretty much, identical here. So it's looking to be pretty nice on this S&D at least.
I mean, it's super decent. I think DVK showed many signs of weakness in this matchup against Smart Omega, and at the very same time, Smart Omega showed many points why they should be feared out there on a game of S&D. I think strategy-wise, positioning-wise, they have pretty much perfected their defense. The attack could be slightly better. DVK managing to punish them a couple of times, and it wasn't like they were fully stacked on those sides as well. So that might just be something that the other teams punish Smart Omega on a little bit later on, but not just yet. One more mode for us. This time it's going to be control at standoff, Warden.
The only time we got to see Smart Omega, it was them going up against Impunity at this very map in standoff control. Said to be said, Dovik and Oblivion is somewhat of a stronger team compared to Impunity, but at the same time, you get to see that for the longest time, Smart Omega has been struggling at this very map. Best to believe and best to hope that they are, they've been fixing themselves at this very map as well. So let's see if Dovik and Oblivion chose the right map, as they did force a ban on towards Crossroads. Smart Omega went for Raid, and funny enough, standoff will be the map of choice.
Makes a lot of sense as to why they would take Raid away from DVK. DVK loves playing Raid. They have been punished there a couple of times, but they do know those rotations really well. Smart Omega not expecting a lot of pressure, but DVK proved that they were pretty deadly in that hardpoint matchup. They kept things very equal. They took over in those final seconds, but it's not going to be that sort of a game mode, right? You've got 3 opportunities to find those equalizers, and Smart Omega usually does manage to step it up. They get to slow the pace down a little bit, especially when they are on the attack. They can allow players like Idra as well as Whoopi to clear out the numbers first, forcing DVK into tight little angles defensively to take advantage of. Now, we do apologize. I think we might have lost Warden for a little bit. Let's see if or not we can get him back before the start of this next matchup. 250 to 240, DVK Oblivion once again beating Smart Omega in a thrilling hardpoint matchup earlier on takeoff. And it was very similar to what Broke Boys were able to do to Smart Omega. So is this going to be a repeat of the exact same series? Are we going to see Smart Omega go down twice to teams like Broke Boys, just like how they went down there? Perhaps control might be out of their control. We'll have to see in a little bit. Standoff is going to be quite the big one.
You know, for the longest time, we've seen LF Org, also known as Dovahkiin Oblivion now, put up a match up against Smart Omega, and hey, it goes to show as well that how well the evolution for the competitive scene in the Philippines has become to be. So Smart Omega, you know, they've known to be as one of the best, if not the best, in the competition, alongside with EZR Booky. It could also be besides Westman Mambo Lokings, aside from the fact that the Westman Mambo Lokings still hasn't won a championship. They gotta double things down. You know, everything is just going so fast here. Things are happening unexpectedly.
I mean, people, the fans, might be expecting DBK to wait in line, but I don't think DBK wants to wait in line. I think they want to take the reins. They want to shove Smart Omega aside. They want to move on with business here to take their spot in the playoffs. But like you said, Warden, after the loss at the Tunisia SND, hopes have been dashed for DBK, but they can still retain not a little bit, but a lot of honor. They can destroy Smart Omega in this control matchup, earn a fantastic reputation for themselves. So we can expect a little bit more later on in Season 6.
Well, let's see. I mean, as soon as we head on to the game, that may be the time where we can feel, you know, what kind of psych are they preparing here, specifically for Dovahkiin Oblivion? Because regardless of what's the outcome, Smart Omega is bound to qualify for the playoffs. Will Dovahkiin Oblivion put up a match, or are they just going to call it quits? Hey, you know what? It doesn't matter anymore. Let's just play it. Don't do too much. Or are they going to play by the honor?
You sound disappointed. Not yet, Warden. The fight is not... Oh, hey, the fight is already over. What the hell?
SMO1, bro.
Okay, that one was a little bit of a surprise. That caught me a tad bit off guard. I was just about to tell you the fight's not over, but it looks like it is. At least one round. It's too quick, no?
Magic. And once again, I'm being a ventriloquist here, AJ, you know. I'm speaking, not speaking. I know the echo.
Yeah, your video is echoing a tad bit. It's okay, man. We understand. Internet connection issues. Hopefully DVK doesn't have any issues like that whatsoever. They'll need the best to face off against Smart Omega and really rip away this control standoff. But, you know, we do apologize. It's, of course, super anticlimactic to have multiple technical issues on a day like this, but it is what it is. It is what it is, and we will have to hope that... We'll actually have to pray that this is happening now so we get to learn from it so it doesn't happen in the knockout stages. I think that's a little bit more important. So, fingers crossed. Warden, fingers crossed.
You know, hell days are bound to happen. Although, in some instances, you can prepare one day before the hell day to make it the hell day. But hey, you know what? It doesn't happen. It is what it is. We just, you know, as the talents get filtered out in this very event, it gets better, goes for the production as well, and for the casters, you know, everyone gets better. That's the benefit of this whole event. And now, AJ, finally, we're starting things off here in this game number 3. It's going to be the offense here for Dovahkiin Oblivion. Defense for Smart Omega. Let's go.
See the pacing as they start things off. It's going to be Whoopi with the first blood. Batman goes down. Trade from Wadu. Tin appearing very early on as well. Smart Omega on the defense. DVK on the setup for A earlier. Did not managed to get away with a lot, but player number 3, Wadu, single-handedly sneaking away. The speed side, concussed halfway through. Idra, Risky, find a perfect double defense.
Number 10, pushed up here all the way down this bottom blue. Spots down one, sprays down, gets the kill. No reflex will come in, and look at this player, 2, Kendi holding down the angle. Whoever pushes it out gets obliterated by that LG-24.
25 to 20, DBK. losing a few lives more than they intend out there on the battlefield. And it looks like it's a tough attack. They are being kept in a tight little corner. Finally, they find the break. Flooding through mid, but Risky's there to stop them halfway through. Find the perfect defense onto A, but B's wide open. Idra needs to find that rotation through. Two players attacking at the same time. Idra, grenade in hand, can make a difference here. LK24 doesn't find the connection, smokes it out, and Steve just single-handedly stops Idra in his track.
Halfway through the capture here on towards Bravo. Idra, closest to the player there is for the side of Smart Omega. He's going to go for the swing, but the CBR4 shuts him down, overpowering LK. And now, looking to be a capture here. Smart Omega, they got to find a way to divert their attention here towards Alpha, because Bravo is said and done.
A smart timing play by Steve. I was expecting him to shut down Idra a tad bit quicker there, but he surely took his time, and the timing paid off. B is in the control of DVK. And now one more site to attack Risky, finding the perfect backstab. Down goes Wadu, and the setup for A is going to be a slight bit tougher. Fennec in the hands of Batman finds the first one. Trade is there. One life, equalized 10 for 10. DVK's got a solid chance now.
I'm telling you, man, control and hardpoint, Dovik and Oblivion is something that is just worth battling out for, watching out for, because they're so well, but at the same time, round's not over, not just yet. Dovik and Oblivion still on the verge of losing at this very round. 5 to 8 we go. Life count dwindled down here for Dovik and Oblivion. Smart Omega, they have the opportunity to play for trades to secure this first round.
E-box. Important engagement. Risky just walks past him, and the reaction time just not on point for DBK. Wadu, final player. CBR4, but too low in health. Tin finds the finisher. Smart Omega with an easy defensive round.
Pretty quick. It was a 50-50 battle at the middle stage of that round, but we got to see Smart Omega. They had the proper respondment and recovery whenever Dovik and Oblivion was able to invest themselves on towards the Bravo point. And initially, that mid-fight control was just on for the head of Smart Omega.
Live count not looking great for DBK at the very start here. They're trying to find a little bit of comebacks here and there. Wadu can whip out that operator alongside Oro, but they want to time this perfectly. Smart Omega still has a lot of lives, and Tin whipping out. Gravity Vortex will be punished though, just getting a single one with the operator, and that's the kind of gameplay DBK needs to stick to defensively here. Waste out those operators on the side of Smart Omega and then punish them a little bit later on. Let's see how the investments are from DBK in a bit.
Team finds one, Risky gets the trade as well. 20 to 20 we go. Smart Omega looking to go for an extensive push here all the way down to P2 Warehouse. At the same time, this mid shield as well with an Annihilator for Whoopi. Only gets 2. Steve gets the trade. Looking to get some more as well. Risky challenges, gets the gunfight to come through. And now he gets this break here on towards Bravo point. Risky here owning things down.
18 to 14 DBK. It seems like they are losing lives as well as the sights a little bit too quickly now. Risky, one more push in. They will find a perfect attack. And it seems like DBK all of a sudden just can't match up to the gunfights of Smart Omega.
And as I thought that, they were going to be able to put up a fight, clearly right now, in regards to the investment, Smart Omega having a better look at it. But a divide and conquer here will come along for the side of Smart Omega. Bravo and Alpha simultaneously getting contested. And that's going to be player 5 for you, Pete, right here with a War Machine about to capture Bravo as well. And now Alpha is left to be dealt with here. Oblivion, Epox finds 2 actually, but the lives here is doubled down here for Smart Omega.
Yeah, still winnable. Smart use of the operator, and the Gravity Vortex is going to continuously punish Smart Omega. A on the prowl. 4 more lives to work around with. No more respawns for DVK. They get concussed halfway. Epox, the damage dealer thus far, will have to be forced back into his tight little corner. Waits for Steve in terms of backup. Tin takes 1. Traded out by Steve. Pendy shut down as well. A 1v4. Crazy opportunity, but Steve just cannot sustain.
Oh, Whoopi with an R90 serving the nail to the coffin for it. Last and final round. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Match point advantage here for Smart Omega to deny Dovik and Oblivion as well in control.
DVK showed up twice, but Smart Omega just showing up a tad bit strong.
Okay.
Eating 2 God nades early on. Beautiful opener by DVK. But can this continue? It is just one-sided thus far. DVK hasn't lost a single life, and this is the kind of attack we expected earlier.
Well, it's never too late to pop off and show yourself as Steve picks up a beautiful double here at this Alpha side, and they're already halfway captured here on towards Alpha. Segment done as well here on towards Bravo, and this is looking to be very solidified here for the side of Dovik and Oblivion.
Yep, Smart and Mega really not showing up until the very last minute like superheroes. They prevent the capture onto the second segment on both sides. But let's see if or not DVK can continue to push it here for 18. Sorts that out defensively. Smart and Mega still super sound. Steve now just waiting in the private backyard. Shows up at the very final second as Smart and Mega continues to clean house. Defensive, a little bit of a stutter there for Smart and Mega in this third round, but they found a little bit of recovery.
But adaptability is something that Smart Omega can offer later on. Dove can Oblivion. If they force another offensive side, they gotta switch things up. But obviously, they gotta get through the defense right after. And just to be said, they gotta get through this round if ever we want to get to see another defensive round. Tin puts out the Vortex, finds 2 on the board, extends some more. Trophy drops down. Steve gonna survive. But look at the lives now here, AJ. Basically evened up.
Yep, and Smart Omega finds the perfect equalizer. The operators have been invested though. DVK can whip out the 2 operators that they have on standby, give themselves a lifeline as those numbers dwindle down. This is going to be the perfect timing. DVK, you can't wait any longer. Spawn trap, courtesy of Tin, but Oro whips it out. War Machine lifeline for DVK.
Oh, this should be it. 8 to 9. Oro, Steve. On the operators. Epox on the feed, finds 1 as well. 7 to 8, divide and conquer. Gonna happen once more here for Dove and Oblivion. Badman, baddest man alive, gets 1 on the board. Still, the life lead here not so convincing here, but might just extend further more. But Wolfie gets to turn around, gets the kill. But Epox doubles it down, gets 2 of his own. Ninja on the feed, gets 1. Steve as well. And that's gonna be a 5v3 here. Dove and Oblivion on the driver's seat.
Yeah, 3 lives for Smart and Mega. They're still hanging on. Candy finding a double, making it all equal. But Steve, the lifeline for DVK. 3 more lives. No respawns either side. Batman. Can he circle around the tank quick enough? Risky calls for a little bit of backup, but it is Batman that gets it. Finding Risky. 1v2. Candy clutch out for him as only 1 more side to defend here. With 1 more minute to go, DVK has a huge opportunity.
The quietest round of control so far. Kendi, no information. Badman, Steve, wrapping around. They're looking to get a better look here on this alpha point, but Kendi is on top of Grandmas right now, and all he has to do is wait for the perfect timing. He has the equalizer to play with as well.
He pulls out that equalizer. It might just be game over, but we've seen the equalizer fail a couple of opportunities earlier in the day in hardpoint as well. Finally, trap coming on through. Concussed! Slows him down a tad bit. Equalizer. Bang. Finisher gets the double.
Bang! That's how you end off control. Equalizer it is. Kendi, we roll. You called it, man. You called it. Whip out the equalizer. GG, well played.
It was a great play from Kendi. That concuss, I thought it would pause him a little bit longer just to get enough timing for the side of DVK to find the capture. But both players out in the open.
Wild, man.
Not playing for trades at all. No crossfire setup. And even if there was, Kendi was just way too quick there.
Too quick, bro. Killed 1. Done. Wrapped around, look 180, get the kill. Second, easy. Equalizer. Call him Cardo de Lisa, bro. If you were asking, by the way. In real life, man, there's a person that goes for slide shots named Cardo de Lisa. And now this guy is Kendi.
16 kills. Idra with the 15. Whoopi with the 16. But Risky, taking the most risk out there. Capturing those hills. Putting on the sleighs. I mean, that was a great performance from Risky overall. But DVK, good tries. We saw them really struggle a couple of rounds there where Smart and Mega really woke up. But there were moments where DVK made it look like perhaps a lifeline was possible. You
know what would have hurt the most, actually?
Tell me.
Dovahkiin Oblivion winning control but lost Search and Destroy. I mean, it happens. Search and Destroy lost already. I mean, being said, if ever, let's say they did win Search and Destroy, maybe that would have affected their psyche to the point where, you know what, we got this. We're going to play our very best in control, and it could have had a different result as well. But at the same time, it would be bittersweet if they won control but lost Search and Destroy. So, hey, be it. It is what it is. But one thing that I got from this very team is that they don't qualify for the playoffs. If ever some teams that needs to be worked on stage 4, there's plenty of talents to choose from here from Dovahkiin Oblivion.
You actually bring up quite a good point, DVK Oblivion. is stacked with players who have a lot of potential. Whether or not the potential is going to go further from here, we saw their days in LF Org. We have now seen what they can do under DBK. Just hope to see a much bigger improvement before the next tournament. But like you said, they might just be picked up halfway through, and we might just see their faces as well as their names a little bit more later on in stage 4. Smart Mega, though, taking the 2-1 victory over DBK in this technical issue riddled series. We do apologize once again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Obviously unintentional, but thankfully we've got that all sorted out now.
Yep. After a very messy and chaotic battle that we had, AJ, and for you all viewers as well, finally we have come to an end here. Only on this first series here, we still have 2 more to go, actually, guys. 2 more, as being said, I think if I'm not mistaken, the West Point Mama Kings will not be going against E8 Nova later on, as E8 Nova will not show their presence here. So we only have 2 more matches to go here, AJ.
Yep, the next one's going to be the Broke Boys taking on Savage Doctor. I don't know if or not we've got a little bit of a surprise awaiting us, but highly doubtful. Savage Doctors, they have been tortured quite a little bit. Nobody has been calling the ambulance for them. Against Impunity as well as E8 Nova, thankfully they were the ones calling the ambulance for their victims. But against West Point Mamba Kings, EZR Booky, Smart Mega as well as DVK, thus far the Doctors just have not been able to show up. And the Broke Boys are definitely looking to put on a show for sure later.
Can doctors heal being broke?
I don't know. You tell me.
Of course not. Come on, Warden. Come on, bro. What are you thinking?
It's those moments when you ask a question and then you think after you ask it.
No,
wait a minute.
It's worse than those moments where you ask someone a question and they say, what did you say? And then they answer it right after before you even saying it. It's wild, man. But hey,
S&D.
S&D, bro. The 3-round back-to-back wins from the side of OBLIVION was a lie to be talked about, but it got deemed down quite quickly by the side of Smart Omega. And in regards to control, the momentum just continued to boil down here for SMO, and they were able to just run things down here. 3-0 in control, set to be done. It's going to be a 2-1 win here for Smart Omega.
Yeah, it rose the fantastic Slayer in that S&D matchup. Quite a number of rounds where he really stepped it up. 12 kills in that S&D matchup, taking the limelight away from the rest of his team members. But in control, it was pretty doable. Idra walking away with the overall MVP. Truly well-deserved. 23 average kills, 24.5 average deaths. Overall, 1.41 KD average. Interesting performance thus far from Smart Mega. Usually we see this guy on very, very different numbers, and I would say easily double of what we're seeing right now.
You don't really get to see this player or Idra overall get a lot of kills, as he's the anchor for the squad. A very low engagement role in the competitive scene, but it's really impressive that he's able to put up the scratch. And I think that Search and Destroy played a big factor on why he's the MVP for this series.
Once again, Broke Boys taking on Savage Doctors. There's going to be series number 2. The first one took, how long did it take? 2.5 hours to conclude. That was a best of 7. Okay, that's the kind of timeline that we're on.
Yep, definitely. Well, once again, Warden here is a sideline ventriloquist and a caster as well. You know me, I can speak without moving my mouth. That's a talent right there, AJ.
I'm sorry, man. You look hella hilarious, but it's okay. It's just that kind of day. Okay, we're gonna make this is a blessing. This is a blessing in disguise. It's happening on a group stage day. It's happening on the final day where we already know what's gonna happen. And in the one series where something could have happened, nothing happened. Okay, so we all good. We are open for technical issues.
Definitely. Well, as the broadcast has been delayed for such a long time, I don't think we're going to be getting any interviews at all for that very series. Quite unfortunately, we have to move on to the next series here, guys. So without further ado, before we head on to the Broke Boys Club and the Savage Doctors, we're going to be having a short break. We'll be right back.
have taken the lead.
Well, we don't want to keep you all waiting. We're going to be going back for more Garena Masters 5. Last day of Bracket B. Last day of the group stages action here. Once again, AJ, we've finished probably the most hyped match here for today. Smart Omega up against Dovik and Oblivion. It ended off with a W for Smart Omega. Now we move on to the Broke Boys Club up against the Savage Doctors here. But before anything else, man, I want to ask you, how are you feeling about this series?
I'm looking forward to some moments of happiness for the Doctors. I think it's an opportunity for them to prove themselves against Broke Boys, who have clearly made a name for themselves. From Season 4 to Season 5, Broke Boys have emerged as a very different team. Savage Doctors, on the other hand, we've seen them for quite a while now. They haven't really evolved. Perhaps this one series, we can see them really put up a fight, earn a little bit of reputation for themselves, and expect greater things for them in the near future.
You know, we're talking about my quote-unquote future teammates, AJ. You know, we're talking about my future teammates here. I'm vouching for them. As much as I love Static, Young Dre, and the squad of the Broke Boys Club, I'm going to be going for my boys, the Savage Doctors here. Even though the odds are so against them, even though on paper statistics is not going to go to their way, I have high hopes here once more. And you know I love to say that very line here. But before anything else, once again, here's a quick recap on the today's schedule. We've tackled Smart Omega and Dovik and Oblivion. It went 2-1. Smart Omega got this one through. Currently, we're going to be heading straight to Broke Boys Club against Savage Doctors. And right after this is not going to be West Point Mambo looking to E8 Nova. It's actually going to be EZR Booky and Impunity, as E8 Nova will not show their presence here for the last day of the group stages.
You know, Savage Doctors, they have a reputation of rotating late towards the hard point, pretty much not anchoring down that spawn early. And Warden, it makes a lot of sense that you're going to join their squad, man. Your cam's as late as them with their rotations.
Hey, man, I like things slow, okay? I like things unconventional. I like things unexpected to the point where you can't even read my lips because it's not moving when I speak.
I mean, you know, we all have our talents. We all have our talents. Let's take a look at the lineup. Broke Boys Club coming up for you guys. And this is a team, once again, that has really stepped up their gameplay out there on the battlefield. Broke Boys Club, they wanted to prove that they could take on the best and smash them at their best. And they did exactly that with Smart Omega. And this is a team that also sneaked away the S&D from EZR Booky. Young J, Jello, Josh, Seven, Z-Man, as well as Static. A lineup filled with superstars, all veteran players coming together to take this one away.
Yep. And moving over here, I mean, they have a lot of convincing runs so far at this stage of Garena Masters 5 and overall for the presence of Garena Masters 5. And we're going to talk about once more the Broke Boys Club being such a highly evolving team in the competition of Call of Duty Mobile. And, you know, they have still a lot more room to prove themselves and to improve themselves, as you know, they're bound to qualify for the playoffs, and most likely they're not even going to get eliminated at the first round of the playoffs, hence giving them the ticket to the stage 4 run of the World Championship. So we are bound to see these boys play it out for a bit more time, not unless this very squad here of Savage Doctors can stun them down.
Yep, Gary, Ryxine, Pipola, Esver, Sin, as well as Jans. A team that has shown a little bit of potential for sure. They outdid Impunity as well as E8 Nova, but kind of hitting a little bit above their belt in terms of matches up against teams like West Point Mama Low Kings as well as EZR Booky. They couldn't sneak away a single map from even DVK Oblivion. So Savage Doctors have got their jobs cut out for them against the Broke Boys Club. But you know you can depend on slayers like Esfer as well as Sin to deliver at the very least out there later.
I mean, Sin has been pretty consistent. Esper did show up a bit, you know, mediocre on his previous run, but hey, it was really Sin popping off for the squad and was able to make the difference as well, especially on respawns. But on Search and Destroy, it was something that I kind of made the call that, you know, they might just be able to put up a very nice take or run, but it didn't really happen at all. So let's see if they can polish the one up or fix the one up, as they're about to go against not a very easy team at all, the Broke Boys Club.
The Savage Doctors will really need to give it their all, and they'll need to have some sort of great blessing from the goddess of luck to walk away with a perfect series against the Broke Boys Club. But maybe one map might not be too crazy to ask from the Savage Doctors. We head on into Hacienda, Slums, as well as Raid. 2 out of the 3 maps picked by the Savage Doctors. Perhaps if this plays directly into their hands, we can expect something beautiful here in a little bit.
At the same time, I kind of have to put this one through, The Broke Boys Club has been put into Hacienda 3 times already, and they've won each and every one of them. One of them was up against EZR, one was up against Dovahkiin, and one was up against Impunity as well. And they've been pretty... Actually, no, it wasn't EZR. I got the one wrong. But, 2 out of 1. So it goes to show as well that they have the familiarity of this very map. I'm pretty stoked up to see what can Savage Doctors be able to put up against the Broke Boys Club at this very stage.
The Doctors need a doctor at this point. They need a psychiatrist, because I have no idea why they picked Hacienda. It makes no sense. They have lost their Hacienda matchup against Smarter Mega, and it was a game of no-show. And like you just brought up the point, Broke Boys Club have played this map 3 times thus far. They lost the one against EZR Booky, and even against EZR, it was a close match. You had Broke Boys picking up 213 points, but against DVK as well as Impunity, it was a crazy level of heat from the side of Broke Boys, where DVK lost that just beyond 100 points mark, and Impunity could barely get to 20 points in Hacienda against Broke Boys. So for Savage Doctors to pick this map, I think they themselves have already called for the ambulance. They are ready.
Or not unless they are calling it ambulance actually for the Broke Boys Clubs. I mean, them choosing. I mean, me. It could be the fact that, and if I really do, by the way, how can the Broke Boys Club pay for the medical fees? Come on, man. That's gonna be devastating, bro. You're the Broke Boys Club. Medical fees are expensive, my guy.
Call the government hospital.
Could be, considerable. But hey, with 3 times in a row where the Broke Boys Club was able to make a presence here at Hacienda, I just hope that the Savage Doctors was watching those VODs, watching the reviews, and how the rotations has played out, and that's the only time where I can actually vouch for the Savage Doctors to pull away with this map.
The only 2 games that Savage Doctors have gotten a victory on thus far has been Crossroads for Control. And today we move on into Raid. They have lost 3 Raid matches thus far, against Logins, against EZR, against Smarter Mega, and now against Broke Boys. Things do not look great for the Savage Doctors. I just do not know exactly what sort of a plan they have got with the map picks here, but let's see if or not they can shock all of us. As we open things up at Hacienda, P1 is going to be pretty much equal in terms of contest, but the gunfights are pretty one-sided.
And one player is not moving at all here for the side of the Savage Doctors. Not until now. Gary finally moving out. The spawn controls here for the side of the Broke Boys Club. Not actually the spawn, it's more about the hallways. It's going to be enough for their objective to hop inside. Static for you and Z-Man to leech off the hard point right now. 20-point leads as we start things off.
20-0. The Doctors finally hopping on onto the hill. A little bit of time for them to play around with Broke Boys, just evening up the odds by collecting their numbers on the second floor. And the timing is perfect as Z-Man leads the charge, taking away the hard point from the hands of Doctors, who only managed to scrape away 3 points off of the hill. Finally, break comes through once again. Pretty scrappy in terms of engagements. You can see it being one-sided, but the Doctors are not giving up. They still do have the numbers, but in terms of the streaks that you see the Broke Boys going on every time they go out there and they get those engagements is not looking very encouraging.
Valiant effort, but, gunfights. Biggest factor here. No matter what kind of projection that you can do, but if you can back it up with a gunfight, it's not going to go to your way. As we get to see, Hardpoint opens up. 50-50 gunfight, but actually Savage Doctors might just be able to get this one through, and they win the gunfight as well down the rocks. Now we get to see the Broke Boys Club. They get forced down to the driveway.
Working great angles, but they now all step on out from the lobby. One tight little doorway, but the Pincer will get the Savage Doctors kicked out of the hill yet again, and now they trickle in one after the other. The driveway's being held on, anchored by 7. LK24 in hand, concussed, breaks his vision as Pearl finds the trade. Slowly but surely, here comes the Doctors once again. A 2-angle push, but they get slain where they stand. The Broke Boys are ready for a fight, and they're bringing it all.
As I thought that they were going to be able to make a fight here to come through for the side of Savage Doctors, the Broke Boys Club, they are just so good at recovering from certain situations. We get to see scrap time could be the way for the side of the Savage Doctors such a long time ago, and it's only going to be until now that they're going to be able to put their influence inside a hill. And we get to see rotations here all the way down to P3. It's going to be the Broke Boys Club winning it out. The spawns not on for their side.
14 points thus far. Broke Boys pretty much winning it out mainly in terms of the gunfights, and that's going to obviously lead to a victory on hardpoint. As long as they get to the hill, they're going to be able to play more time on it. Savage Doctors, on the other hand, they've got the favorable spawns here. They just need to survive long enough for their players to at least stop the bleeding. Gary will have to back away. Rysine from up top has no angles to work around with. Invest the War Machine instead. Operator brings away 1 life, but in the meantime, Broke Boy still holding on to the hill. Rysine, 1 more shot. Jello, HP ticked away. Rysine finds the break. War Machine checks out, but just for a couple of seconds.
Still gonna be enough time for them though to might just be able to double their points down here in comparison to what they got on the last hard point. But till then, if you compare the discrepancy that they're facing up against the Broke Boys clubs, it's nowhere near at all. 94 to 23. The game opens up and the hard point closes up with Broke Boys clubs still getting most of the points, and we got to see. We're only talking about third rotation here, and the Broke Boys club is ready at the 100-point mark.
And you see the difference here in terms of bravery of engagement. The operators used by Broke Boys, if they go in for the investment, they're running straight at the faces of the Doctors. Doctors, on the other hand, just trying to play these off angles, trying to play it as safely as possible. They know the efficacy of that weapon. They need those eliminations, and they're only going to be able to get it from some of these cheese strats corners, right? So work whatever that's working towards your advantage, because in a straightforward gunfight, it's pretty clear as to who walks away alive here.
Yeah, I mean, going head-to-head up against the Broke Boys club, not really the best idea at all. Savage Doctors gotta find a way to outsmart them, outplan them, outposition them. Until then, we can click those factors down and they could possibly convert with more points inside a hill. Pipolar wraps around, gets a double chow. That's exactly what we love to see. If you can go head-to-head, isolate them 1v1, you gotta go for those double chows.
Yep, and the Doctors are doing the right thing here. The formula is perfect. The gunfight's a tad bit weak. We can see signs of hope here for the Doctors, but just hope alone is not going to get you anywhere further in your journey. 121 to 44, 3 more seconds to play, and the bleeding does get stopped here by the Doctors, but that's just a little band-aid on a bullet wound.
I mean, if only they can back things up with just a little bit more better gunfights. Still then, I think we could see a bit of a closer match because the intentions are still well done. But clearly, we get to see wherever we switch up, whichever POV we go to, it's just going to be Broke Boys clubs converting with the kills as it opens up. They get the hallway control. They get the time inside the hill as well.
Almost a 100-point lead now for the Broke Boys. The Doctors can't seem to find their angles. Hop on in to play the objective. Play number 3, Final Hope now for a couple of seconds, but he waits for backup, and the points will still get soaked up here by the Broke Boys. Timing's gonna be perfect, but the moment they show up yet again, they get slain where they stand.
And it's just continued to boil down here for the side of the Broke Boys club. Savage Doctors, nowhere to be found at all. Now Annihilator for 7. We'll only get 1 from the back lines. But till then, does he even need to do much at all? Rotations here, 50-50, but Gary finds 1 here. And on paper, this should be a rotation 1, but the rest of his comrades, Gary, only alone at the very kill rate now in the Broke Boys club. They're going to be able to overpower this hill down. They get Savage Doctors, they get forced down here to Seaside.
This feels like it just never ends. This match just keeps going on and on. Broke Boys, Doctors just trying to hold them back from winning this out a little bit too quickly, but we can see a clear difference in terms of gunfights here. But look at who's stepping up. Ryzine's really keeping up with the rest of the Broke Boys, begging and pleading with the rest of his team members to step it up as well. Here comes Z-Man, purifying the souls of those players. Final survivor, player number 4. Break comes true. No. It is just a little bit too scrappy in terms of the angles played here by Doctors. Yeah, and I get where they're coming from. They're engaging from very far off angles, trying to secure some permanent wins. But if you're not winning those gunfights on the hill, Warden, you're going to lose the hardpoint match.
And if only we got to see Sin in this very map, no. It could be a bit closer as well, as Sin was really the consistent player right there. And Ryzen here stepping up for the squad. But where it really hurts me the most, honestly, is eSports. I mean,
yeah,
like 2 minutes or like 1 minute and 30 already has passed, and eSports still hasn't gotten a kill. And what more? Not even double digits.
Yeah, as for Sin, these two guys are integral for the team of Savage Doctors if you want to see any bit of savagery from them. But they are getting, I guess the word savage used in one sentence at least, they're getting savagely beaten by the Broke Boys. 225, just 25 more points to clear house, and it might all come crashing down in 40-odd seconds.
Well, they might be broke, but they're absolutely owning this one down. Wrap around for Jello. Will get 1. Response here, so going for the well side. Gary gets cut off. Jello still on a feed. Z-Man on a feed. Jello finds Tree, and So far, it's going to be a break once more coming in for the set of the Broke Boys Club, and they have more than enough time to end off this game.
A couple of more seconds here that the doctors just need to pause the bleeding, hop onto the hill. Pipola, you can't do that. You have to be on. Young Jay sneaks him away from that. The players on the side of Savage Doctors just a little bit too afraid to engage. I know there is an overwhelming firepower on the side of Broke Boys, but they're just not stopping the bleeding whenever they can, and that is just serving them a very tough fight here. A couple of seconds sneaked away. The doctors are still alive. 2:45. 5 more seconds. We'll call this game for Broke Boys.
Can the doctors recover from this situation right now? They need a lifeline. Gary will be it, but doesn't get the kill. Z-Man gets the kill. Youngji on the feed as well, making a 4 feed before we end things off here at this hardpoint agenda.
Great plays from the Broke Boys. Savage Doctors, on the other hand, I think they could have been a little bit more practical with that approach. I think if they had just believed in themselves, yes, they were losing on a lot of the gunfights, but it was not like they were 100% on the losing end all the time. I think they started the game off really, really hot. You know, we saw them quite equal in terms of the engagements, and then slowly they started to slip. And I think the underperformance of Esfer really hurt the squad.
I mean, in some way, one thing that I experienced from the Savage Doctors is that they really have no system in regards to the trading system. Although for a moment we got to see that one play out on P4 first rotation, it wasn't consistent at all. In fact, I think it was just impromptu. It has to be systemized. It has to be something you have to talk about with your team, something that you have to coordinate with. Until then, you could win more gunfights, because clearly in a game mode of hardpoint, trading, offering those double challenges, even those triple challenges, be the biggest factor to win most of the gunfights.
Yeah, I think Savage Doctors just respecting the Broke Boys a little bit too much there. I'm not saying that if they had taken a little bit more initiative, they could have won the match, but it could have been a much better scoreline. The fact that they were playing all of those off angles, not really contesting the hill, wasted a lot of those scrap points. It could have been a little bit more of a dragged out game, but the Doctors just not playing the objective hurt them overall. I mean, look at the time that we have here on the objective. And yes, they were losing out on one too many fights, but they could have done a little bit of a better job when it came to that department, right? Ryzine picking up the MVP title here, 28-27, at least is on a positive. But there's nothing to shout about with 24 seconds on the hill, as opposed to what the Broke Boys were doing.
And at the same time, you know, I think that map reading wasn't really done here for Savage Doctors, because for the most of the part that I got to see from the Hacienda hardpoint, Savage Doctors were pretty lost on what to exactly do or what to exactly respond back on up against the Broke Boys Club. So I just hope to see that maybe someday, or maybe later on at the Search and Destroy, where we finally could possibly see or possibly offer something that they know about, because clearly familiarity on Hacienda wasn't something that was happening.
That's it for the hardpoint matchup. S&D at Slums right after this. Let's take a look at the performance from the teams thus far. Savage Doctors have played Slums S&D once, and they have lost that match. But guess what? The exact same scenario on the side of Broke Boys as well. Broke Boys lost that to Smart Omega 4-7. Savage Doctors, on the other hand, lost to EZR Booky 2-7. So both teams have shown up on a weaker side, but they did take on Titans.
They absolutely did. But so far, you know, if we can talk about like, and once more, it's just happening once more. No, my talent, my secret talent of me being a ventriloquist is happening once more. AJ, yes, for sure, they went against 2 Titans here for each ends. But at this very series right now, Savage Doctors, the Broke Boys clubs are looking to be their own Titans.
There's no doubt in that whatsoever. I think Broke Boys have been looking to claim the title of Titan for a long, long time. And this is just the moment to do it, at least in the group, of course. Later on in the knockout stages, I'm pretty sure the competition will truly start. Z-Man, performance time. Can't stack this up. 1v2 Esper makes one mistake, and 7 punishes. Static finds Ryzine. And just like that, although defensively, Doctors had an advantage, they just give it away.
Post plan. Jans gets Z-Man out from the chase. One more player to isolate here from the backlines, and Pipolar pops off as well. Now it's going to be a 3v3. Still a doable round here.
3v3 and Jans. Opportunity, but Static finds the Punisher. Pipola. Great trade back. Takes the flick and Static goes down. Yuzu traded out. It's just up to Pipola now in a 1v1 and low on HP. 7 punishes from afar.
Oof. Fast round, fast take. The Broke Boys Club, they had no casualties whatsoever when they went inside that bomb site. So they move in, cleared it up, hold its one down, and do the usual. Just win most of the gunfights.
What can they do this time around? On the second, as the bomb travels straight towards B, open bomb site. And the utilities are going to be used here by the Broke Boys. Bomb gets planted instant. Ryzine, opportunity, spots the knee, takes a shot, hit mark, finds the finisher with the LCAR-9 as well. And the number just gets traded right back by Josh, who was waiting with that information. Pipola, on the other hand, no LMG is going to save Gary, Yuzu, and Static. Josh gets traded out, but it's 3v2 now.
So, with the 1v3 now. As for El Capitan, what can you do? Absolutely nothing at all. And the Broke Boys Clubs, they go back to back to back. Well, only back to back for now, but bound to be back to back to back. The pacing will change, as so far they're not really having any problems at all, and looking like they are just converting off that energy that they got from Hacienda to Search and Destroy.
Bomb with Z-Man this time round. They will be met by a 5-man defending squad. And they all get obliterated. Ryzine, Gary, Jans goes down as well. 1v5. But Pipola really can't do much. And this is turning out to be a game of rock, paper, scissors. And regardless of the combination, Huntsman always... Sorry, the Doctors always lose.
Rock, paper, scissors. It has been the Broke Boys Club playing scissors. Well, Savage Huntsman, always on paper. Wow, amazing.
You did it too. Not the Huntsman. The logo is so similar.
Oh, wait, sorry,
with the 21.
Yeah, the 21. Yeah, sorry, the Savage Doctor, I forgot. But anyway, moving back, Static picks up 1. 7 as well. Gets a kill, and they're just running things down here as this Search and Destroy comes.
It's a truck going up against a Hot Wheels car. It's a pancake. Right after the truck is done with it. Unfortunate. Broke Boys is running over the doctors. At this point, even if the ambulance gets here, I don't think an actual doctor can do anything with these guys.
I mean, they're crumbled down. Heart.
Ooh, look at that.
7. Godnade. Resign. Shuts one down, and this is exactly the same play we got to see on the first round, and they're beating things down here from the distance. Yon J, shuts on Yan. 7 takes down 1 as well. Actually, this is Static finding himself on the feed, but 7 wants to put himself into the mix, but Gary shuts him down, and he's going to be left alone in a 1v4.
Great beams by Gary, but information given away. Z-Man, early access, slides in with the CBR4, finds the finisher 5-0. No show from Savage Doctors, but I have to say it's pretty one-sided because of the gunfights that the Broke Boys are capable of bringing out there.
21 Savage Doctors. That's a really interesting name. Kind of like an artist's name, huh? Anyways, Broke Boys Club. Moving in once more. Running things down here on this mid lane. What's different? Come on.
See if they can fire off on those gunfights this time. Pipola finds 1. Not traded out just yet, but Ryzine does go down. Pipola a little bit too aggressive this time round. Z-Man getting a double for himself. Let's see if Esper can redeem the honor of the squad in a 1v4. Esper, CBR4 timing, and Z-Man finds the finisher. Match point for Broke Boys.
That was as quick as... Think of a rose, actually, AJ. That was as quick as what? Okay, actually, no, never mind. You do...
As quick as your previous relationship.
I was about to say, never mind. You do the most ridiculous rose. Okay. You asked me, I'll receive. GG, well played. Well...
Pipola got made. Esper just spraying the wall down. Fight is not yet. Young Jay gets caught. Esper, this is the time. The doctors are waking up. I love this.
Can they do it? Well, what's with teams popping off at the last final round, bro? What's with these teams, bro? What's with these teams?
Oh, I love it. I love it. The doctors find a consolation in the S&D. But is this the awakening of the doctors? Nah, I highly doubt. But the Broke Boys they they have been steamrolling the doctors at the point.
The doctors has to give the Broke Boys Club some medical bills. That's gonna be enough for them to weaken the psyche of the Broke Boys Club if they can't pay for it. Until then, they might just be able to catch the Broke Boys Club at their weakest, and that could be the time where they could strike and get a clean round once more.
The doctors are really struggling defensively. They couldn't do much on the attack. On the other hand, perfect. They get the first round, Rysene. Great early engagement, Rysene! 2 rounds in a row this time round. Gets the hit mark as well. Guys on fire.
Love it. Coming from hard point all the way down to the search and destroy. Carrying his squad so far. The job's not over, not just yet. Now Josh takes some people. It's going to be a 3v3 here as we go.
Good angle by Z-Man. Potential for him to get punished by Gary if the timing is right. Rysene, wall bang perhaps. Z-Man's gonna be perfect in the corner. Static spot. Takes a shutdown. Gary takes the peak as well. Finds the trade. 2v2. Bomb in the hands of Gary. They rotate around. And A is gonna be the site where there's a little bit of lifeline here for the doctors.
Gary misses the shot. Z-Man gets the information, but Z-Man doesn't get the angle as well. And still the lifeline continues here. Gary still possibly could get the angle onward. Static gets the spray down. Now to the Z-Man, getting things down, but Jans from the backlines. The cavalry arrives and they get the round once more. 2-6.
Broke boys are scratching their heads at this point. Like, what is happening all of a sudden? Grenades. That's what's happening. Good openers. And of course, the bomb leaving their hands. Immediately swished and shifted the attention and advantage over to the side of the doctors. Rysene hitting the double, finally traded out by Z-Man. With the Fennec, he pushes them on a little bit deeper. This bomb can rotate over to B though.
Good. Oh, Z-Man gets 1, gets 2, and that should be it. That should be the dagger to B to call it quits. But Gary's still alive, looking to make the difference. Now it's gonna be a 1v2. Has to deal with 7.
Jans tags up Static, manages to get away, and Jans finds the finisher. 7 down, but out in the open. My goodness, what a waste. As match point gets converted into game, Broke Boys ends the lifeline of the doctors.
Well. Broke Boys Club. They're just showing that they can outclass people. So, I mean, that's just really about it. You know, control could be the same take here. And I just want to talk about how well the addition of Static here for the squad of Broke Boys Club. I mean, that's something that I've been dwelling on for the most part at the backlines, but it's only until now that I can acknowledge this guy is such a good addition to the squad where, you know, it was the same squad of LF Org where Static was present, where they were able to take matches off Smart Omega during the run for Green Masters 4.
I mean, Static has been a fantastic addition to the squad, no doubt whatsoever, right? I mean, he's got great KD, and his KD is even better than what Jello can bring to the table. He's playing the objective as well. Jello dedicates himself to the objective, especially on those hard points, but you can see Static just having 2 seconds on average lesser than Jello himself, which is, it's crazy what Static's able to bring to the table for the Broke Boys. It was, of course, a mismatch. Savage Doctors, they tried. Unfortunately, they could only pull away 2 fantastic rounds. We saw some moments of hilarious antics out there by both teams, but of course, Broke Boys walking away with what should have been always their match.
You know, the storyline here for the Broke Boys Club as we possibly advance to the playoffs now, and we are bound to see them advance to the playoffs, is that, you know, can Z-Man just continue to be the man to clutch things up, be the bigger man when he is needed the most? Can Static stay consistent and be the best team player for the squad? And one more is that, you know, can Youngjae actually put his presence here in search and destroy? Because for the longest time as well, we've seen Youngjae whip out the sniper, whip out an LK, and he has been struggling to put his numbers up. I'm not just talking about the series overall because it's well given that it's a very dominating run, but if I'm talking about the long-term taker for the Broke Boys Club, they absolutely need to collect and to click the factors for them to be more convincing later on for the playoffs.
I understand where Youngjae is coming from. I mean, in the past, he used to just be subbed in for those SNDs where you can depend on him to bring those numbers out. And SNDs, you will see Young Jay pop off, right? There's no doubt. It's just that this time around in this season, Young Jay's just not getting just enough opportunities because the spotlight's being stolen away from players like Josh, who have been fantastic. Seven stepped up his gameplay as well. Z-Man delivers out on the frags. And all of a sudden, Young Jay seems like, he's not the greatest for the squad, but it's not because of a performance drop. The rest of them on the side of Broke Boys have truly woken up. And as a brand, that's great for them. Young Jay's still going to deliver on those SNDs, no doubt, in terms of snipes. And when push comes to shove, usually the guy delivers, right? I mean, throw him into a match against Smart Mega or something. Whoopi might just be forced to bring out his very best because that's what Young Jay is capable of doing.
Yes, well, I mean, I'm not just going to end it off with something so blunt or negative here. No, I mean, after all, it's something that we got to acknowledge here. If ever, let's say, if you're on the side of the Broke Boys clubs, one thing so great about Young Jay, though, is his mind and intelligence that he can offer in Search and Destroy. The guy can absolutely read the opposing side. It's just that once more, if ever he can back it up with a gunfight, it's going to be doubling things down, and it's going to be so much harder to deal with overall. But hey, I mean, I'm proud to see that they're able to show what they're made of here up against the Savage Doctors as they've been winning the series all throughout. Moving over to Control, bound to be a 3-0. It's going to be the last and final day for the Broke Boys Club and Savage Doctors here with the Broke Boys Club really about to celebrate things down in a flawless manner.
It's the final time we're going to see the Savage Doctors overall. Broke Boys, of course, later on in the knockout stages, we're going to see them really put up a good fight for us and try to entertain the whole world of Call of Duty Mobile before we get the final top 4. Are they good enough to join the top 4? That's something they'll just have to wait and see. Defensive start for Broke Boys this time round, and they split up evenly, a 2-1-2 split, and the Doctors don't overwhelm them just yet.
Now, gonna be a big clash here. Chicharu, Esper, switching things up. Not gonna be able to get that angle at all. 7 just gets the beam down, but still 3 players on rotation here for the side of the Savage Doctor. They gotta deal with here with 7 as he's gonna go on a streak before it shuts him down. No traits whatsoever. The influence will calm along now here for the Savage Doctors.
Yep, 1 life in deficit. The Doctors seem to hold on for a tad bit here, but they don't even have to do much because a couple of mistakes position-wise by the Broke Boys, and Pipola and squad will be able to punish. First segment taken away. Second segment a couple of seconds away from the sneak, and Static shows up at the opportune timing to stop that run. Doctors, that's quite a bit of signs of life there.
Actually, pretty on par here in regards to the gunfight, and I think that positioning right here for the Broke Boys Club is still going to be the biggest factor in why they're having a hard time just putting up and winning those gunfights right now. And actually, you know what? Even then, even if they get the proper position, it's not going to matter here for the Savage Doctors. They're just beaming the Broke Boys Club down.
Broke Boys attacking from Laundry side. They do have the advantage in terms of defense. Raid is pretty much skewed towards the defending team. Position-wise, you just need to find those creative angles as well as good entries. Those tacticals need to be used. Doctors not using much of those at all, just taking the straightforward gunfights, and they seem to be winning out in a few of those instances. But overall, Broke Boys strategically to be able to pull this one away from them. They do have that 4 life in terms of advantage. Z-Man, CBR4 circles around Ryzine, surviving a little bit too long there, but Broke Boys still find it.
This HVK actually is something that I've been seeing here coming in from teams like Smart Omega. They've been practicing with this gun so much, and it's going to be the first time where I can get to see that this gun will get to use in consistently in the group stage now, and it's going to be by the courtesy of Z-Man here once more on this round. 1v5, Prison not going to be able to do anything, and it's going to be the first round here for the side of the Broke Boys Club.
Want to know? At this point of time, the Savage Doctors, they can stand a chance to win this defensive round if they can play it just like how they were earlier on. The positioning wasn't too bad at all from the Savage Doctors. They were sustaining their lives quite a little while before the Broke Boys finally ran away with that round in terms of defending it to down perfection. Jello finding that trade 1-for-1 now in terms of life. The attack pretty one-sided.
Pretty slow here. Resindo on this zigzag right now. Has to catch Young Jay. Young Jay dances around, whips out the Locust, gets the kill, and now the break will come in here onwards. Bravo. So far, still not going to be enough.
Sorry, buddy. 4 players on Laundry. They surely took their time to pull this defense off. They didn't even need to give away that one segment But that's exactly what they did. 4-man stack inside of Laundry could not play the defense against one attacking player of Broke Boy. Savage Doctors have a lot of talking to do, and that has to happen off of this series.
22 to 25. Extending here towards the spawn. Is not going to be able to get anything at all, and he's going to get greeted by Yongjae from the distance. Aye. Well,
What's going on?
That's a very unfortunate Purify right there. 7 has his Annihilator though. Finds a triple on the board. Making a port actually. Bipolar goes down. Gary up front gets the shot to connect. 6 out of 6. Nope.
What's Esper doing? Esper's holding passageway and he's waiting for someone to attack B. Thinks something's really wrong. I think Esper's upset with the team or something. I have no idea what's going on. Esper's like finally moving. He wants to play an aggressive defense this time round. I mean, now of all times, he needs to be holding on to passageway because here comes the flank from the Broke Boys.
Can he get the kill? Oh, come on.
This is heartbreaking to watch. The Doctors, I think there's a little bit more to this loss. I don't think it's just a performance thing. It just could be the boys are playing it with a little bit of a heartbreak here.
I can feel it, honestly. So unfortunate.
Yeah.
Esper with an Annihilator, not able to get the kill. Gets taken down. Yan's on feet. Takes on 7 though. With a Fennec in hand. Static beams down with an LK. Gonna be looking to get a better angle. Risen inside with a War Machine. Whips at the Locust to get the kill as well. 7 still dancing around. Looking to go on a spray, but he goes ring around Rosie instead.
Gary will be able to find him. 8 to 14. Lives not on a good balance for the side of Doctors. But if they can hold on, they do have a good bit of an advantage here. A little long to rotate around from the open central garden. The players get slayed left, right, center. No more respawns for the Doctors. And even if they can get to the site, this is just going to get captured by the Broke Boys Club. A little unfortunate to see an underperforming side of Doctors.
21 Savage Doctors. 2-0. Match point advantage here for the Broke Boys Club. And there's no one even faltering here for the side of the Broke Boys Club. Everyone is just doing their job so well.
My, oh my. 2-0. Broke Boys. Pretty much no challenge in terms of this run here. The trade with those nades back and forth. But I'm just trying to see what are the odds here that the Broke Boys lose one of these sides defensively.
Jello on the trap. Finds Reason, but People shuts him down. And so far, once more, got to see this on the first round. Signs of life here at the early stage of the round here for the side of the Savage Doctors.
4 lives deficit. Broke Boys really putting a run here, and it's a little surprising that the Doctors have suddenly woken up. They are on the attack. They're winning out in terms of the gunfights. They just need to keep this up a little bit.
18 to 23. Pushing up. Bipolar has an angle onwards Laundry, but Static just beats him right to it. Gary inside a point, looking to get the contestment. Wins the gunfight actually. And looking to get overpowered here with Static. Static whips at the Equalizer. Equalizer things down here inside his control point, but that heading onwards Bipolar not gonna be able to let him get enough room in that parameter. But the life actually on for the side of the Savage Doctors.
Doctors actually sneaking away the square center. A great, fantastic turn of events here on the side of Doctors. Broke Boys dropping the ball in the final round here. They're giving this one away. And some signs of life from the Doctors. 18 lives on their side. 7 takes Jans away after he hits a double. Broke Boys might just drop the ball here. One side to defend. And I like the wraparound this time. Signs of life might just turn into a fantastic victory for the Doctors.
6-15. Polar with a Purifier. Getting things down. Respawns no more here for the Broke Boys Club. And Static though whips out 2 pieces of himself on the feed. Jello as well. Still, somewhat of a doable round if they stay consistent here in regards to the gunfight, and they're absolutely doing so.
4 versus 10. That's exactly the situation we're stuck with. As Gary takes down Jello, the opportunities for Broke Boys getting cut down a little bit lower here. We might just be able to see the operator investments come on through. Z-Man, Young Jay, they could try to end the game within this round. Z-Man finds Pipola. Quickly backs away Jans. Tries to track him, doesn't find a connection. Gary in a great position. Static backs away. Z-Man burns them down. Purifier out of nowhere.
Now, 3v6. If they take down 1, it's going to be a 3v5. Not going to be a very strange round for them. Z-Man with a purifier. Going to be extending his push here for the window, and he gets one as well, lowering things down. That's going to be a 3v4.
That operator has taken away 4 lives already thus far. Hunter Killer Drone going to get sent out as well. 16 more seconds, 2 more lives. Z-Man and Young J. Operator investment from Young J could just be sent on in as well. 1 more life left as Young J gets taken down. Z-Man, is this going to be the craziest clutch we've ever seen in a game of Control?
No way. Will he go for the wraparound to play around money instead? He has the angle, sprays down, gets one as well. Now it's going to be a 1v2, but the capture is still ensuing. Predator flies through. He gets one. Now it's going to be a 1v1.
9 more seconds. He's got a lot of time to play around with. Second segment's going to get captured. Z-Man, this might just be the greatest clutch in Control. 1v, the whole squad of doctors. Rising circles around. He knows it's going to be paused. Spots him out. He's got a sniper. Are you kidding me? Rising goes down. Z-Man ends the game.
Z-Man the man.
He had a sniper.
Was able to done it again. Done it before. Do it again. Control God he is. My days. Z-Man is there when you needed him the most. Especially in the game mode of Control. This guy. Wow.
What? that was a fantastic play from Z-Man. A timely investment of the purifier, taking away 4 lives. That was a round Broke Boys should not have won. That was a round where they clearly dropped the ball early in round number 3. Broke Boys were getting slain. Savage Doctors had the life advantage. And at one point, it was, 18-9? And then it got brought down to 10-4. And Z-Man single-handedly sorted out the Doctors.
Nasty, bro. It was once a 4-15, man. What? How do you lose that? No way. You know, at that point of the game, when you have that much lives, you just have to play off trades, bait one down, get that information, get the spray down, do it over and over again until you get the life count to drain down here up against the Broke Boys Club. But it didn't happen. Z-Man just popped off. 21 kills for him, 15 assists, 15 deaths, 6 assists, alongside with Static at 7 as well. And overall, I said this before, I'll say it again, each and every player from the side of the Broke Boys Club is well even. It's just that at some point of the game, we got to see a player like Z-Man make the difference and get the highlights.
There were 10 lives left on the side of the Doctors, and Z-Man took 8 out of the 10. That was a crazy, perfect play from Z-Man, whether it was with the Pretty or the Purifier or just the perfect repositioning to find the spot on the final player. Unfortunately, had a sniper that he didn't switch out to play that one final engagement, which could have just gone the way of the Doctors, right? It could have been a 50-50. Guy misses a quick scope, and Z-Man just shows up strong in the final round. Great series overall, Broke Boys Club. Of course, had a one-up on the Savage Doctors all the way through. But that was a neat finisher out of nowhere.
You know, the only time we got to see the Broke Boys Club fall through and lose a game was up against the Titans himself, a.k.a. Smart Omega, a.k.a. the West Point Mamba Lokings, and a.k.a. EZR Booky. And with this gameplay presented to us and how well they are composed in these dire situations, I believe that they are playoffs ready. It's just that, you know, come again, we're talking about the playoff. It's a different nature here compared to the group stage. You got to prepare more bag into that competition.
But overall, you know, a disappointing showing from the Doctors, especially in that hardpoint matchup where they were just playing it too scared. They didn't want to engage. They were trying to play the engagements from afar. Pipola just trying to anchor down with the LMG. Open quarters, trying to back up the rest of his team members, but, you know, the strategy just wasn't cutting out for the side of Doctors. I think if they had just played it a little bit more scrappy, just chucked everything at the Broke Boys, including the kitchen sink, just playing trade for trade, just hopping on, playing the objective as much as possible, could have been a much closer match. S&D, well, we know how that one went. Pretty much one-sided, except for the 2 rounds where, once again, the Doctors woke up for a little bit, and then I guess anesthesia, someone jabbed them, they went back to sleep. And this one, man, dude, out of nowhere, Z-Man, what a play.
How many times have you seen Z-Man pop off in Control? First, it's Smart Omega. Second is this. Third is I don't exactly know, but one thing for sure is that if we can maintain the same composure and the same second mentality, we can absolutely see him play like this in a long time.
I mean, well-deserved MVP of the game. Z-Man, dude, impressive stuff. 24.33 average kills, 17 average deaths. KD average of 2.15. I am a huge fan of Z-Man.
Oh yeah, I've been saying that all throughout, and he has been the man to step up for the squad of the Broke Boys Club whenever it is needed to step up. So congratulations to the Broke Boys Club for winning another series here, 3-0.
Unfortunately, there will be no interview segments because of the delay that we faced early on the broadcast. So we're going to throw this onto a quick short break and kick off the third and final series of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with you in a little bit.
We're down to the last and final day here for the group stages here. And once again, it is the warden here, and right beside me is going to be the one and only, the AJ Mustachio, and will be the last and final casters here for this stage of this competition. And once more, AJ, same Chris follows along. I'm still a ventriloquist.
Oh well. You know, but I have to say that has been by far your best opening. EZR Booky. EZR Booky taking on Impunity. And dude, I'm gonna start saying prayers already for Impunity. Impunity has only managed to win one map out of the 18 games, not even 15 anymore, 18 games that they have played this far. That was against E8 Nova, the second last team within the group stage in itself. So this not much that I think we can expect from them gunfights wise. Even the strategy setup that Impunity has shown thus far in the group stage has not been very convincing. EZR Booky, on the other hand, they have had quite the terrible two back-to-back series. One against West Point Mamba Low Kings, taking a 3-0 beatdown, and then losing 2-1 against Smarter Mega. So maybe we might just have an infuriated EZR Booky against an Impunity that didn't even stand a chance in the first place.
They've been on a back-to-back L as well for Search and Destroy specifically. They went up against the Broke Boys Club, Tunisia 6-8, Meltdown on the Westman Mamba Low Kings 6-8 as well, and if I'm not mistaken, Slums as well up against Smarter Mega 8-10. So Search and Destroy is not really the strongest suit now. But before anything else, guys, once more I want to give you all a quick reminder. West Point Mamba Low Kings will get the easy 3 points up against 8 Novas. 8 Nova will be disqualified for the last day of the competition for the group stages.
To be fair, even if E8 Nova had shown up, it would have still been an easy 3-0 for West Point Mama Low Kings, looking at how things have been pretty smooth sailing for the squad thus far. But speaking of easy, let's bring up the lineup of EZR Booky, the team that has got a huge potential of annihilating Impunity in a little bit. These are your Eastern champs. These are your two-time Garena Master champs as well. Jabin, Rage, AG, Yato, as well as Yobabs on the lineup for EZR Booky. Things might have just gotten to a point of insanity here over, what was that? Impunity.
Impunity, stop it. Stop it, Impunity. This is not your time. Well.
Oh, well.
Oh, there you go. What's good? What's good?
I mean, you know, I look forward to broadcasts where I can see Yobab's forehead all the time.
Oh, we got to see the full face of Yato now.
Yeah.
And,
sorry, Yato's forehead.
And big brother Jibby AG as well. Well, typical all EZR Booky. I mean, same expectancy here. Might just have to work on the search and trade just a little bit more as they advance to the next stage of the competition. I mean, you know, they've been kind of stressed out for the last two series here. If I was on their side, honestly, I'd probably just take this time to play around just a little bit as they are going up against Impunity eSports. They have the lineup of Don, Noe, Gurking, R7K, Tefi, and Jadra. Unfortunately, this is the last day that we're going to be seeing them in the Garena Masters 5 stage.
Whatever said and done, I respect Impunity for showing up regardless of their position in the knockout stages. They know they stand no chance to make it through, but they're still showing up with a lot of fight each and every single day of play. That's the kind of heart we all expect from every single team out there. E8 Nova. We are not talking about you guys, but it would have been fun to see West Point Mama Low Kings play today as well. So unfortunately, thanks to E8 Nova not showing up, we missed that chance. Impunity, on the other hand, did not disappoint us in that way, right? They showed up, but hopefully they show up strong because they've had many an opportunity to impress, but not a lot of those opportunities have really paid any dividends to them. I mean, we've seen Gurking in his moments of highlight, but none of those moments have turned into victory for the squad.
Yep. I mean, Impunity, they've been staying at the bottom for the longest time. They haven't won anything at all. 8 Nova, they went against them. That was their best odds of winning. And come on, man. Impunity, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Impunity? They want to send EZR Booky to Summit Hardpoint. Okay. Do whatever you want. It's all right.
I mean, where do you recommend EZR sending them to? Because you tell me one map that they can send EZR to where they stand a chance. Tell me now, Warden, where do they stand a chance at beating EZR?
I mean, you know.
Exactly.
It's just like.
Exactly.
You get to see EZR Booky perform so well in Summit. They've done so much in Summit. They've done so much accolades, history line in Summit. They've done the best comeback up against the West Point Mamba Low Kings in Summit, and they chose Summit. I mean, if you're gonna lose, at least choose the least destructive way.
This is the least destructive way because we have to look at it from both sides as well. I mean, obviously EZR is good at any map you throw at them. Impunity, on the other hand, that's the challenge. Which maps can they sustain? Can they drag away points? And what history tells us is they really are decent on Summit, right? Against E8 Nova, they almost won that match. Against Savage Doctors, they pulled away 89 points. And dude, I know 89 is very little when your goal is 250, but when you look at some of their other hardpoint matches, they were scoring 20, 18, 51. So 89 is very decent. Summit is a good map for Impunity. Okay? Unfortunately, it's EZR Booky. It doesn't matter where you meet them. They're still going to smash you, especially if you're a team like Impunity. I mean, this is a losing match for sure. For sure. But I just want to see Impunity give it their best, right? Try their very best to go in for those early rotations and never drop the ball for even a single moment. Don't rotate a little bit too early. Show up. I mean, even if you get slain, show up.
You know what? I just hope that No Way applied what I taught him years ago. Keep in mind, quote unquote, years ago, AJ. And, you know, maybe till then, he could put up could put up a fight. And you know, I had a conversation with one of the players from Infinity, and I told them, "You want to be easier, Bookie? Okay, this is what you gotta do. You gotta kill Rage inside
What
the
did
hill.
you tell them?
You gotta kill Rage inside the hill. You gotta kill Yobabs. You gotta kill this and that." And you know what they said? No crap.
Tell me.
No crap, bro. No crap. Thank you, man. That's gonna help. Well,
I would have told you the same exact thing, Warren. Yeah. No crap, indeed, we gotta kill them. No crap, indeed, we gotta slay them off of the hill before we take the hill away. Warren stating the obvious. Coach of the year. Let's go, bro. You're such a troll sometimes, man. EZR Bookie versus Impunity. This is gonna be either very painful or very inspiring. Let's see what Impunity has for us.
and now he's starting to wait, okay, I'm sorry. With 4 kills here, 5 kills inside of EZR. 5 points as well for inside a hill, and it's gonna be AG with an HSO45 here in Summit Hardpoint.
12-0. Impunity still. I'm waiting for them to step it up, but only 2 players have had eliminations thus far. No way getting his first one. Don was the one to pull away alive earlier on, but you can't be trickling in one after the other. It needs to be a little bit more of a synergized approach. Impunity finding the break with just a mere second and not even enough time to pull 1 point away.
You know, I had a conversation with somewhat of an insight here from EA. Why they don't want to show themselves? You know what the answer was?
Tell me.
They don't want to get nuked.
They don't want to get nuked. I mean, it's a fair reason to not show up. Yato continuously circling around, going to find the double for himself. In the meantime, Impunity just working on the hill. 11 points taken away thus far already, and this is very impressive. Going up against EZR Bookie. Mind you guys, against Broke Boys Club, they only managed to take away a total of 18 points the whole game. So 11 points first hill. Let's go, Impunity.
And only, only 11 more points to go. They reached 22. They doubled down their points. EZR Bookie still continuing to go on a spree. AG on the KRM now, not on that HS. Pretty shockingly.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that was an alarming call for them when Impunity was able to get the break inside a hill, and now they're trying. They're shining. They're putting up the fight.
Yeah. Now the bleedings has been stopped for a couple of seconds there, but this is the kind of life that we want to see out of Impunity. 16 points already. The benchmark is really low for Impunity. They set it up for themselves. We just want to see signs of life and a little bit of hope before we see them again in the next season. But they're going up against a 2-time Garena Masters champ. It is going to be EZR Bookie that takes them down pretty easily, circling around. It's going to be Yato on the 4 spree already. Early rotation is not going to be much of a hassle at all for Yato. On the 5 spree, early anchor down by Yobabs as well, who's pretty much regretting playing anchor because he's not getting any of this action.
You know what? Come again, man. You know, Impunity, they've been struggling all throughout the group stages. Whatever they can offer here would be pretty much beautiful to see. And so far, on this hardpoint number 3, it's going to be a solidified defense set of EZR, while on the presses, on the other hand, it's going to be a 3-man pusher on the front line. They got to deal with Yato here with the Fear Fire.
Yep, 90-16. Impunity still opportunity to show off. The Pretty takes nothing away, but that doesn't matter, I guess. Hunter Killer Drone going to be sent out by Yato as well. It's Gurking circling around. The players are trying to get close to the hard point. Don't get me wrong. They've even worn out that spawn as well. All thanks to the gods of RNG. Gurking, KRM, they just can't get close to the hill.
Absolutely not at all. 100-16 now. Infinity stuck on 16. They've been on a very stale run on this hardpoint game, and whatever they've been doing, they just can't seem to break this hard point now, and looking like we're not even gonna get any contestment at all. Player 2, no way gonna be avoiding the altercation here from the backside of the hard point. And on the hard point number 4, though, we've seen the rotations play out now, and so far it's gonna be Impunity beating EZR Bookie right to it, but they can't back it up with the gunfights.
Impunity is giving me exactly what I want. I wanted timely rotations. I wanted them to anchor down the spawns. They're doing all the right things strategically on a map. It's just that they can't square up against EZR when it comes to the gunfights. Totally understandable. It's just a kind of team that needs a little bit more time to simmer, just like a perfect cup of tea. 152-16. Impunity really can't step it up just yet. Now, one more break. If they can take away the spawn from EZR, I'll count it as a win for Impunity as well.
But it's not happening at all. Look at the map here. Filled with yellow. It's going to be 2 players here from back red, 2 players up top as well. It's going to be AG on a 3 spree with an HSO. Ready spikes will come in. Won't cut the chase at all, and the break will not happen here. Looking to not happen as well as the hardpoint passes by.
EZR is just so annoyingly hard to take down. Impunity struggling to find their way towards this hill. Player number 3, all alone, King just spending a little bit too much of time outside. HS0405 straight to the chest. EZR makes an easy rotation over towards P1 before the reset even happens. Impunity with the earlier rotation down to anchor down the spot from that left-hand side. They're playing one objective too far already for that P2. EZR going to use this leeway to continue to move forward.
Now it's going to be 194, 195 to 16 now as we approach this hardpoint number 1. Opening up, we get to see that early takes here will begin for the side of EZR Booky, and they're not going to give any passageway whatsoever here for Impunity as Yato picks up a 4th spree here with the Purifier. One more opportunity from the bottom side. He gets the kill. One more as well. Can he get the kill? Whips out the Venom. Not going to cut the chase, but the damage has been done.
Guy had 10 kills in a row. 5 with the gun, 5 with the Purifier. What a roll. 217 and Impunity pretty much hasn't shown up ever since those initial 16 points. What I mean, it is a tough match, but come on, Impunity, show us a little bit more. Attacking all from the green radar station through P2. They funnel in one after the other, but no backdoor access. And they're giving away an easy one to EZR on this P1. P2 for the setup. Impunity has the advantage with the spawn, but without those gunfights being won, this looks like it's an impossible mission.
AJ going on a Robin Hood run, calling the green arrow perhaps, and he's going to go on a massive run there with that operator. And it opens up now. Hardpoint number 2. No contestant, so more here for the side of Impunity. And I think this should be it. One last push is what they got to hope for. Will it happen? Will it come through? Absolutely not. EZR Booky, they win 250 to 16.
Those hopeful 16 points were all they got. Impunity, this has been, unfortunately, their worst hardpoint performance. You know, I said their worst was 18 points against Broke Boys, and I was so hopeful that in the first hill, they had already gotten so much. But little did I know that will be all they got all throughout that matchup. This is a little bit heartbreaking. Impunity pretty much didn't show up in this hardpoint game. They were rotating. They were playing the objective well in terms of managing the map. But managing the gunfights against EZR was a case of impossible comebacks.
Well, you know, pretty much expected, but at the same time, you know, was kind of projecting something different in the long run because they did start things off pretty differently now. And it goes to show that if you get a player like No Way Teffy and Don, Jadra, and you know what? Even Gurking, man, they're not really getting any time inside a hill. I mean, you get to see that who is the player that is putting more effort. It's going to be Gurking. Only Gurking, honestly, hopping inside a hill while the rest of the squad is just roaming around. But at the same time, it could just be them getting spawn trapped and not even having any chances at all to hop inside a hill.
They had a total of 18 seconds on the hill. Impunity got obliterated in this matchup. But once again, it was expected. I expected them to lose, yes. But I expected them to show up a little bit stronger and then lose, right? So it's okay. So you can't win everything in life.
Hey, man. This is their best chance now. Meltdown.
This is their best chance now?
EZR
their best chance?
EZR
Please
Booky.
Tell me.
They've won 2 in Meltdown, but they lost as well 1. Meaning there's one chance. There's a bit of chance that EZR Booky might lose this game. You
do know predictions don't work like that, right, Warden?
No. I know for a fact that EZR Booky went against the West Point Mambo Low Kings, but a loss is still a loss.
Don't know what I don't know a comeback for that one. So Impunity, you know, their best showing thus far has been against E8 Nova. You know, 6-8. Even that one, unfortunately, they dropped the ball towards the very end against Broke Boys and West Point Mamba Low Kings. Impunity managed to take away 3 rounds, but 3 rounds are not going to get you a victory at SND. They've not won a single SND matchup thus far, Impunity. And to think that they can walk away from EZR Booky and a victory at Meltdown might be a far cry of a prediction here, but let's see. Yobab's AG fighting one. No way! Equalizing the numbers.
If they win this round, they're going to win the Search and Destroy. Jabin finds 1, finds 2, spree down. Jabin heard me, says no. Don. 1v3.
No, oi?
What?
Oi?
Huh?
Don fighting Yato. I mean, Yato found Don first. The timing just working out, but Jabin hitting a triple. And Impunity, that was a good try.
Yeah. Well, you know, AJ,
Tell me.
every time that I get to cast Meltdown for the most of it, it's always those anticlimactic mediocre games. And so far, it's bound to happen again. And
Hey, this is not a mediocre game, okay? It's a very fun game. King out of nowhere. Taking the king out there on the battlefield, taking down King Jabin. AG with a double on the other hand, traded out by Don. Numbers all equal. Yato circling around. Opportunity, head glitch doesn't give him an advantage. Gurking shuts down Yato, traded out by Yobabs. Teffy gets the trade on Yobabs. And it's now a 1v1. Rage versus... Rage. Don't do it, Rage. Don't do it.
you see his smile. You see his smile.
I saw it. I
Well,
saw it.
I mean, fortunately, it does end off to a 1v1, so games
Yeah.
are looking to get closer than usual here for Impunity. Now, the question is, if ever they are granted another opportunity for a 1v1, can they finally capitalize, especially off that last and final player? And Teffy starting things off with a Gonade onwards Rage. Absolutely
Great
beautiful.
Teffy taking the first one. Numbers advantage. Equalized by Jodra. This is just an unfortunate situation. They thought they had the upper hand by taking him down, but EZR, they continue to drop players. Jabin finding no way. Traded out by Teffy. Yobab in a 1v3. Make that a 1v2 as he finds Dawn first. Circling around. Gurking not gonna get caught out just yet. The KRM in hand. Teffy circles around. Spotted out. Repositions. Quick scope not available. Yobabs. And will be prevented from making these numbers equal.
And I think Impunity has the general idea as well where Yobabs is at. Playing around the bottom mid lane. Teffy not going to show himself. They are going to get the bomb planted as well. And Yobabs has pick up the Fennec to open his arsenal just a little bit.
2-0, Impunity. Teffy goes down. Gurking still has a chance here. Very winnable for Impunity. KRM. One pop is all it's going to take. Yobabs, he's got the timing though. Gurking turning around. Angle worked well. Gurking does not spot him. Yobabs takes it. That was a very winnable round for Impunity. Unfortunate decision making from the side of Gurking. It was a little too close there.
Before the round, they lost a 1v1. Call of Duty gave them a 2v1. They still lost it. Next round, this round, it's going to be a 3v1. I hope they make it now. Not unless it just ends off with EZR Booky once more, obliterating them at the early stage of the round. Let's see. Let's come and find out. I mean, that's just going to be the storyline here, Final Adjustment, because clearly, in regards to like getting into moments where they can clutch things up, it is granted to them. It's just that they can't convert with the gunfights.
The feed's just lagging on my side a tad bit, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Bear with me.
Definitely. Popping in. Rage shuts one down. Yobab's still on the feed. That's going to be no way here with KR. Clutching up now. 1v2. All eyes on you. Hasn't been able to make anything at all from the series. But this is the perfect opportunity to make the difference. Yobabs. What does he? Checks. No way. But now, with the bomb picked up, the information relayed now, it looks like it's going to be no way here. Possibly. Not getting around, not just yet. Waiting. But the timing doesn't work to his favor. Rage spots him down. Has an MSMC and an MS9. Dancing all in. Rage, no way. With the gloves. Gonna go for the punch down. Can he get the kill? Absolutely not. Yobabs shuts him down. And that's going to be EZR Booky going back to back to back to back.
I do not know how he missed the melee. The boxing gloves always work.
Well, in some instances, you don't bring the gloves to
Dude, that
battle.
was very winnable, man. I think Impunity, they're getting closer and closer. No way, finds the first one alongside Don. A 5v3. Jabin trades out one. Teffy strong. Yato finds Teffy. Back and forth we go. But the numbers on the attacker's side. No way. Quick plant. KRM in hand. Gurking finding Yato makes this impossible. Yato in a 1v3 as well as the clutch defuse.
Yobabs finds one. Now, they don't win a 1v2. They don't win a 1v1. They win a 1v3. Let's go. That's the answer right there for them to finally pull away with the rounds. But hey, fortunately, in early stage of the rounds, they are actually able to pick off those kills. So if they can remain consistent, and if ever, let's see, the pacing won't change as much for EZR, that's the only time where we can finally say that, hey,
my God.
they might just be able to pick off rounds after rounds as Gurking finds AG early on.
Impunity waking up finally, Jodra. Great engagement against Rage. And as EZR starts to take their foot off the gas pedal here, Impunity taking advantage in a 5v3. The early setup once again working out for Impunity. This time, they have to get this done because the next round, bomb leaves their hand. Advantage to the side of EZR. They need to secure this to set themselves up for at least a decent defending few rounds later.
Oh,
Nicely
Dawn. Beautiful. Yobab's out. Jabin as well. Now it's going to be Yato here left alone in a 1v5. Going to last any longer now. Impunity throwing up, but the bomb defuse. Huh?
Nani?
Nani?
Oh well.
What?
It's so unfortunate that Impunity had to lose that one in that way, but it's okay. 5-1. Attacking side now. EZR, bomb in hand. A quick approach towards this A bomb site. They will take a quick plan as Yato finds nowhere as well. A little bit of a lag on my side. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, but seems to be pretty much one-sided in terms of pacing. Oi.
King. Left alone. 1v4. Wants to go for the execute. God damn it. Yep. AJ, come on!
I think this is disgraceful because EZR should not be aiming for melee kills. I mean, you know, execution is a different story, man. Impunity. But I just want to see Impunity pull off one more round. No, just I think 3 rounds now. They've shown us signs of life. They've shown us early engagements. They've shown us that this could really end up their way. They just need to find a few good engagements early on. Rage, don't punch him out. And he gets turned on. Teffy responding well. Out from the back as well. And gets punched down. Yato. Dawn down and out of the equation already. Yobab's gonna get caught off guard as well. Dawn punching gloves. He's the Manny Pacquiao, bro. But Gurking finishes it off before he even gets there. That's what I'm talking about. Impunity showing signs of life.
6-2 now. 2 rounds. It's 2 rounds here. Can they put up the fight, or will they end off the same way that Savage Doctors end off that search and destroy up against the Broke Boys Club? I mean, can we see a repeat of a 72 so far? Early gunfights here. Gurking has been so phenomenal with the sniper in hand and has been such a god here on this mid lane, but they don't really get any opportunities right now. But to kick things off, it's going to be Yato here for EZR. AG as well, getting the first 2 kills.
Gurking's still alive and kicking. This could still be a game-changing opportunity. Norway alive as well with the KRM finds one. Yobab's down. One more to sort out. In a 3v3, this is still very risky in terms of a retake, and Jabin from the back. If he finds player number 3, Gurking, oh my god, he's just stalking him. He wants to go for it. He wants to go for it. Is he going to find it? AG, Gurking turns on him. Punch! No, doesn't get the punch. AG shuts down Norway. Jabin does get tagged up. And Gurking has been found yet again. Gurking turns to 180. AG goes down. No executions for you, Jose.
Nah, well, doesn't matter if I lose the round as long as I don't get executed. Has an L card sprayed down. Even if he gets the kill, he doesn't have enough time to defuse the bomb. So
come on,
hey,
just get the kill. Just get the kill.
Nope, not even.
Gurking. It's okay.
GG's.
Anticlimactic. It was a fantastic opportunity for Gurking to show up strong. I mean, it's just a mismatch. It's the wrong series to expect that out of them. I understand, but it's the final series available for them throughout the group stage. We haven't seen the team of Impunity show up much, so some moments are pretty enough to get me excited, man. EZR Booky once again steamrolling Team Impunity. Jabin, Rage, AG, Yato, Yobabs stepping it up as usual.
As usual. Typical as it seems. And come again, man. We didn't really expect much, but hey, Impunity is still putting up a show. That's what's important, you know. I mean, how devastated we would have been, AJ, if E8 didn't show up. Same goes for Impunity. Could have gotten only 2 matches for today. Pretty sad.
Yeah.
So really good for Impunity here, as they're still very committed here to play until the very end of the tournament, at least for this very stage.
Exactly. I mean, hats off to Impunity. Salute them for showing up, even though it was going to be a gruesome matchup, right? They know exactly where they stand. They're still trying to give it the best fight that they've got. King pulling away 10 frags against a team like EZR Bookie. It's very commendable, but it just wasn't enough to turn the tide around. I wish I had seen more from the team in that Summit hardpoint. They just couldn't bring out their best. In control, can they at least take away one round? Can they win one round for themselves? Impunity, maybe the signs of life will show up for something now.
On paper, not gonna happen. Most likely not. I mean, we've seen EZR Bookie be so convincing in control. Unlike, not unless they go against the West Point Mambo Lokings or Smart Omega, which we got to see on standoff and raid. They go 1-3. But overall, in regards to raid, that's the only time that they dropped that very map, because when they went up against Savage Doctors, Dovik and Oblivion, and the Broke Boys Club, they were able to pull away with a 3-0, 3-2, and 3-1. So it goes to show that EZR Bookie is most probably going to be able to dominate Impunity all throughout. But at the same time, I'm open for, Impunity getting at least one round before they wave their hands goodbye here out away from the Garena Masters 5 stage.
Impunity managed to take away one round from West Point Mamba Lokings. So this is very doable. I mean, if they could do it against West Point, they can do it against EZR. I don't see why not, right? Of course, I do expect that one round to be on the defense, because they're going to need every bit of advantage that they can find out there. But EZR starting off on the defense, Impunity, let's see how they pull this off.
I mean, we're starting things off with a big clash here on towards Zig. 2 players here on towards Steps as well. Will come in for Impunity. That's going to be 1 player here, Dawn. Only having prize fighters out to head on to the clash here against EZR Bookie. I don't exactly know if that was the call or if that was the intentional call, but hey, it's not working out.
Seems like their plan did check out for a little bit, but engagements-wise, AG and team, they're just steamrolling the players of Impunity on the attack. They re-strategize, moving towards a couple of seconds, and of course, they're sending one attacker towards B, overextending a tad bit, and that's going to be Dawn. Dawn gets shut down pretty easily. EZR can send a 2-3 split on these defenses and still be able to overwhelm Impunity by the looks of things.
21-16. Kitchen control here back for the side of EZR, and it's going to be Impunity looking to get the capture. Dawn on the right window. Draw gets sprayed down by a raid for the Holger 26. And no way, we'll be right around as well to get sprayed down by the same man that took down his teammates. And he's going to spray down through the smoke. Gets the kill overall on a 3-4 this head raid.
It's just crazy in terms of gunfight capabilities, what EZR can do against Impunity. Seems pretty one-sided, but at least they do manage to sneak away the first segment off of Impunity. Find at least one side capture here. With the remaining 6 lives, it's looking a tad bit impossible. Jabin, this Impunity being tortured by these spawn traps as well. Jodra fighting his way out of that, but Yobab finding no way. Makes this a no respawn moment for Impunity.
4 lives remaining. No way, Dawn. Jodra empty. And you make the play. Rage for the Holger 26 is spraying things down, running through on the headfire. And he's getting those kills left, right, back, front, center. Jodra left alone. 1v5 with what? 6 respawns left. Not gonna happen at all. And Jodra, they go down. Impunity not really showing up anything at all.
Yeah, unfortunate for Impunity that this fight has just been pretty much one-sided. We wanted to see signs of life. They showed up sometimes, some moments of laughter as well for the audience, but EZR is just pretty overwhelming when it comes to strategy and gunfights. Impunity not standing a chance whatsoever. We've seen them try, we've seen them go down, but no way, not giving up just yet. Just 2 lives in terms of difference. The round has just started. Let's see if Impunity can pull off a perfect defensive round.
28-24, moving in. They do have this opportunity to get at least one more segment before they head on to a casualty here up against Impunity. King on top of the laundry. Has the Locust in hand. Can overlook to get the kill. Jabin finds 1. Jabin finds 2. Gonna go for the spray down. Gets the kill through the wall. Clean as it is. And now it's gonna be him whipping out the Annihilator to go on a possible spree. Here he gets this one through.
17 lives left here for Impunity, and they lose 3. Just one more site to take care of. This is an advantage to Impunity. At least they don't need to spread out on the map. They are weak in terms of the gunfight. Perhaps if they gather up together in a corner from the spawns, they should be able to manage the situation a little bit better. EZR circling around, though. They are looking for the spawn trap. Yato's spready is not going to do much damage. Impunity, they've got a good chance to take this round away.
No, Dawn finds security here onwards Zig. They are cutting off the rotation here for the set of EZR, and the lives not too far apart. Still on the lead though. Now it's going to be Jabin here starting to capture the point. Impunity, Dawn from the back line is going to try to make the play, but he gets denied by Rage. And now two-man capture here for the side of EZR will come in. Rage here spraying down through the smoke, looking to get the kills here from within. And he's going to get one, looking to get some more as well. Checks all around, finds one more, gets the kill, and now that's going to be 4 lives remaining here for the side of Impunity.
I mean, EZR is not even playing for the objective. They're just going for the lives of Impunity, and they're winning out at this Rage. One more scope. Misses that opportunity, and Gurking gets away from him, but not from Jabin's eyes. One more player left. Is all up to Teffy. And it's safe to say this round's all over.
Hey, you do it.
Oi, 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 oi. Ah! He makes it out of that. Teffy says no. Teffy says hell no.
I might go down, but not via an execution. Is he just gonna kill himself with a nade?
No, he's not. No, he's not. Did you kill that? Claw? Okay, no. It's gonna be. Yo, Bobs! Yo, Bobs!
4-3.
He gets the 3-pointer! Yo, Bobs hits the 3-pointer! And another! We got a Kobe! Ladies and Yo, Bobs! No, he misses that one. Unfortunate. But can he hit the 3? No, he doesn't. Off the rim this time around. He's playing a good half court there. Nope. Teffy still denying the boys of EZR. 42 seconds to go. Hell to the no. He's running out of bullets, bro. He gets a double. Can he take this one away? Yato on the chase. Teffy surviving. Pulls it off. 26 more locals. Yato ends it with a nade. And I think it was an accident.
You know what? Be it that
Tell me.
Impunity will go down in 3-0. I see No Way laughing. I see Teffy laughing. I see the whole squad of Impunity laughing. And that's exactly how you want to go out of this event. With a smile.
The fans are a little bit more saltier than Impunity are. Impunity is having fun. They know exactly where they stand against EZR. They're giving it their best. They're having a jolly good time out there. But let's see if they can put up a good fight. One final round, 3 lives in terms of difference. Show us something, Impunity. Genre stepping it up, baby. Finding Yobabs halfway through. No spawn trap for you, and they fight their way out of it. Player number 3, Rage goes down as well as Gurking shows up. Impunity is fighting for this time.
Oh yeah, they're fighting for dear life here, wanting to make a difference, wanting to put a statement here, but EZR, they're trying to make a push here, cutting off the rotation as well. Can they recover from this situation? Let's come and find out.
17 lives left here for Impunity. And what started off a little bit great only managed to take away a single segment, but even that gets cleared out. EZR running for the perfect defense this time around. 5 lives in terms of deficit. Impunity just need to make sure it doesn't get down a little bit too far. Teffy. He misses that, gets concussed halfway through as well. Tagged up left, right, center. Can't get the quick scope. Jabin sorts him out. AG with the pretty slay and Impunity. 10 more lives left to play.
9 lives remaining now. And the game couldn't take the laughter. And now, get to see EZR pushing up. Sniper battle. Teffy wins the gunfight. Now 22 for the set of Teffy. 20 seconds left on the clock.
You don't expect Rage to drop the ball in that way. Teffy pressuring him just enough. 6 more lives left to play with. 1 more respawn. Whichever player goes down, there's gonna be Jodra. He respawns Gurking. Finds the spikes, but no elimination. Dawn shuts down Rage. Gurking taken out. 4v10. And here comes Impunity. 1 final run.
Oh, no way with a Purifier burning you out of down. It's gonna be a 3v9 here. A segment. Second segment basically done. They're gonna go against 1 more player. And now it's gonna be a 3v6, still doable for them.
Come on, Impunity. Yato has an operator. Jodra's dead. He had an operator. Didn't use it. Unfortunate. 1 heal, 1 guy. No way. Show us the way.
No way. You've calmed the long...
Oh, man. Yato, come on. The guy, twice in a row now, just ends Impunity. 1 with a nade, another with a Fennec. That was a spoil sport.
proud to the boys of Impunity. They've been grinding themselves
yeah.
in the local community tournaments as well. And they made it to Garena Masters 5. And yes, for sure, they're probably the worst team in their bracket, but they have the biggest heart in regards to the competition. They played, they committed, and they honored the broadcast, and they gave us one hell of a show.
I don't know if they have the biggest heart, but I sure as hell can agree with you. They honored the broadcast. They showed up for their match, even if they knew there were zero chances they were going to walk away with a victory. You got to respect that. Hopefully, we see more teams with the quality of Impunity when it comes to showing up. But we do want to see a lot of improvement from this squad. We've seen the brand many times in the past. The brand hasn't really gotten that far. Brand new lineup this time around. We were very excited to see Gurking on the lineup. Jodra showed up strongly at the start of the competition. Dawn as well for the squad. But there's nothing much to show except some good highlight moments for Impunity all throughout the competition. But not a lot of series wins.
But overall, I just enjoyed it, man. I mean, we got to see the efforts were just a little bit on hard point, on search and destroy. They were still trying just a little bit, but at the same time, there was a bit of trolling going on. But on this raid one, man, it was just pretty hilarious. So,
yeah.
Said and done. That is the last and final match for the group stages here, AJ. Wow, what a long journey have we gone through.
But this is when Garena Masters Season 5 truly starts. At the very start of the group stages, we knew how it was roughly going to turn out. Yes, there were some titans in Group B who were definitely going to book their spot in the knockout stages. Some teams with the capability of perhaps shocking the crowd, but not a lot of that happened. In Group A, it was very straightforward. But in the top 8, there's no room for nonsense anymore. There's no strats that can be hidden. It is all going to be straightforward fights. If you lose, you have still an opportunity. It is a double elimination setup for the bracket. But losing twice is just no option here for some of these teams.
Yep, you gotta give yourself. You gotta give everything that you got to make a difference here for the playoffs. I'm looking at the West Point Mambo, looking Smart Omega, EZR Booky, as they are the contenders so far to make the difference as well. Same goes for the set of Zigzag, man. I mean, Zigzag and the West Point Mambo looking, so we're all tied up in regards to their run for the playoffs here on this Garena Masters 5. As we all know, back-to-back champions here, Smart Omega. They got Garena Masters 2 and 3. EZR Booky, they got 1 and 4. So they are the only title holders of this series for this Garena Masters, AJ.
The highlight of the series for me personally was the 3-pointers that were scored by EZR.
Oh, yeah.
I tell you, that was the greatest game of basketball I've seen in a while.
And you know what? You're not really a huge sports fan. You are, but like, hey, you got hyped up at Yobabs, and I think Yobabs just opened up your heart for basketball.
He did. Come on. He was gonna get the execution there, and then that was just ruined with a melee out of nowhere.
AG had to be that big brother.
Hey. Spoiled sport.
And now this one right here.
But Teffy, dude, this was the round where I became a fan of Teffy. He's like, no, hell to the no. And once again, if it wasn't for that grenade, he would have made it out of here.
Yeah, he walked into that nade, bang. In no way, tried as well, but it didn't happen. It didn't matter. And MVP of the game. Why? The greatest basketball player of all time.
3-pointers, man. If you can score those, you can score anything. 70.33 on the average kills, 12 average deaths, 2.17 KD average. Yobabs surely knows how to run his gun skills out there on the battlefield, but this has not been a test at all for this team for sure. The knockout stages, that's where, once again, Garena Masters Season 5 truly starts. That's where you're going to see some of the most amazing matches you would have witnessed in a long time, courtesy of the SMB region.
My own run for the predictions, and I know for a fact you don't like any predictions, but if I was going to be asking you your top 4 teams right now, who would it be?
West Point, EZR, Omega, you better get in there. Omega as well as Zigzag.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's a no-brainer. Top four is too easy. Unless, of course, Broke Boys just flip it.
Open for changes here, guys. I mean, I'm all in it for Scatty as well. I think, you know what? If
That's
Scotty
true.
makes it to the top four, if they make it to the top four, I think they can make it to stage four as well. I mean, obviously they make it to stage four, but I think with them having that much, of a boost as a team that has been struggling quite a lot, I think they'd be investing themselves to allocate more power into the next stage of the competition. I'm honestly eyeing for Scotty in the long run here, AJ.
I've been eyeing for Scotty for the long run for a long, long time now. Is it going to be enough, though, whatever they have worked for thus far, to bring them all the way through stage 4 and stage 5 later on? That is something we'll still need to wait and see. But what's Scotty's run going to be like overall in the knockout stages? Can they overwhelm one of the 4 teams that I just mentioned in terms of predicting who make a run for a piece of the prize pool? That's something that you guys will need to wait and see. The knockout stages, they start next week. Smarter Mega starting things off with a 2-1 versus DVK Oblivion. DVK shocking the world of Call of Duty Mobile by sneaking away that hardpoint matchup, just like what the Broke Boys did to Smarter Mega. The Broke Boys did walk away with the series victory. DVK could not, but that was a fantastic series. Second series was quite entertaining as the Broke Boys stepped up against Savage Doctors. Little unfortunate as the Doctors couldn't do much against them.
Yep. I mean, we got to see a bit of efforts was shown on the last few final rounds on Search and Destroy, but it didn't happen now. And guys, this is all that we have been waiting for. These are the teams that advance to the playoffs. AJ, I know it has been obvious as well, but so much different if we get to see who they actually are. Here we go.
Jig Jag, Scatty, Savage Huntsman, Forsuits eSports, they make it through from Group A. Group B has the lineup of West Point Mama Low Kings, the Broke Boys Club, EZR Booky, as well as Smart Omega. The 8 Titans of Garena Masters Season 5. Only 4 can remain standing. Only 4 will take away a slice of that prize pool pie. Only 1 can be crowned champions of Garena Masters Season 5. 2 out of the 8 could just be on their 3rd run overall.
Definitely. And I think, and it's looking, just by looking at the way that the bracketing or the seeding will play out, if ever it is right, I think, first matchup in line, it's going to be Jig Jag up against Forsuit eSports. And that's just about it that I can say for now. But overall, before we wave our hands goodbye to the group stages, here is the last and final standings.
Jig Jag might be a tad bit annoyed that they could not equalize with West Point Mama Low Kings on the game wins. They did drop that one map. West Point Mama Low Kings, they are the first and the only team to qualify without giving away a single map to any team. And that's a shocker. That is a mind blower considering they are from Group B, the group of death.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And just a minor correction as well. If we are going to be playing the 1-4 seed, it is going to be Jig Jag and Smart Omega actually at the first game for the knockouts, AJ.
Well, let's see how that one goes, because that's definitely going to be a blockbuster. I mean, every single matchup within the knockout stages is going to be one to definitely watch. There will be shockers awaiting us behind every single team. Forsuits eSports, teams like Savage Huntsman, they all have that capability to turn around some of these stellar moments for themselves. A team like Scatty, I mean, no doubt, they're definitely looking to be one of the Titans. They could find easy domination on Group A, but up against the teams from Group B, are they going to be good enough to make it into the top 4? That's, of course, going to be the biggest question.
Are they? Well, that's a question that we can answer next week, AJ. I mean, unfortunately, with this, we still have a bit of time to prepare ourselves for what's about to come here for the knockouts. As we've been saying before, as we've been taunting before, is that group stages nature and playoff nature, or the knockouts nature, is completely different, AJ. And you get to see teams play at their very best to even secure the final advantage if you stay and win that upper bracket finals.
Don't suggest things like that, Warden. Some of the viewers are very sensitive. They're like, oh, you mean some teams did not give their best? Some teams are hiding strats. We don't know, man. We'll just have to wait and see, right? Because that's the point where it's like you drop it, you're probably going to get kicked out of the competition. If you're a Titan, if you're a Smart Omega, you don't want to have those inconsistent runs in the knockout stages. It's not going to be a very pleasant run. If they get kicked down into the lower brackets, it just makes things a little bit more complicated.
Yep, so sophisticated now. But guys, AJ, we have come to an end here for the group stages here.
Yeah.
AJ, I want to throw this one back to you, man. It's been an honor casting with you. I do believe this is my last day working with you here for this Garena Masters 5. Once more, enjoyed it. Slayed it. Loved it. Can't wait to see you next time around.
Loved it as well. Thank you very much, Warren. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for sticking around with the broadcast, even though we had quite a number of technical issues at the very start of the day. We do apologize for that. We'll catch you guys next week for the knockout stages. Take care, good night, and goodbye.